Top five.
Yeah, girl, you ready to do this? You ready to count this thing down? We're doing the top 5, her. Yeah, set it off with 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, I was done yesterday. So
Okay.
You got me back.
Dan, where do you like to be touched?
I can answer that.
Dan, have you ever been to a massage therapist?
I've been to one. It was in China, actually.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was really
Nice.
great. Yeah, we had like this kind of like a hotel room to ourselves.
Yeah.
It was like me and my wife and her, her mom and dad. And so there's like beds for all of us. And they start off, they like massage your feet and stuff. So they did a lot with the foot. And there were certain ways that they would do it. And it was a lot of pressure like on the pad of the foot. It would almost hurt, like kind of hurt, but it was still really satisfying. Mm-hmm. It was awesome.
I just really enjoy the image of you getting massaged with your in-laws.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It was weird.
That's
it was
fun
though.
for me.
Yeah.
I don't know how I'd feel about that. It's just, seems uncomfortable.
They
No,
kept
I
telling
like
me
it.
how handsome I was too. I didn't know how to feel about that.
Because you're a white man.
Yeah.
Am I? I guess I am. Yeah.
You look
Yeah.
straight out of like an anime film as a human being.
No.
You do.
It's the hair.
No, 100%.
Yeah, I guess so. If you put like a sword on you and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You would be the
What kind of
dashing white warrior.
Katana.
Yeah.
You'd be the white. They would call you the white warrior.
The white wolf.
The white wolf.
I don't know.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll just roll with that.
But yeah, that had to have been an interesting experience for you, getting a massage with your in-laws.
Yeah, that'd be.
It was actually it was really nice.
It doesn't sound like it bothered
Yeah.
you at all.
No, it wasn't. It was
You
nice.
shouldn't.
I had a
Like,
good time.
It's not like you're like sitting there and you're like looking at each other as it's
right.
happening.
It wasn't like we're all
I
wearing
assumed he was.
we weren't all like naked under robes or something like that. We had like our normal clothes on. You just kind of roll up your pant legs and stuff like that.
What are we talking about?
The massage with
Back
the
to the
in-laws.
massage.
Back to the massage.
Yeah.
Oh, with the in-laws.
Yeah, with the in-laws. Yeah.
So you didn't actually strip down.
I don't remember. I don't think so. Yeah. Yeah.
But you wish you had.
I wish I had. Yeah. I mean, of course.
Yeah.
of course.
Dan, you nasty. You nasty.
Back on track.
You wanted to size me up,
Guys, shall we get started? Shall
do
we put a little bit of fairy dust in this podcast? I'm trying to find a good segue. The hocus pocus, a little Wingardium
Leviosa.
Funnios. No, I got nothing. Fuck it. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Ranked Top 5 Lists of Stuff That Don't Matter. I'm your host, Tuong La, and today we have the crew. The crew is back here. You haven't seen them in a while. What was the podcast that we had? Fictional Worlds.
Fictional Worlds, yeah.
Live in.
Yeah.
And people have been clamoring for you guys. A lot of people were angry, actually, clamoring to get your throats.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They were
The
like,
lack of Star Wars pissed everybody off.
they're like, what's this list? They read the first three, like, I can't listen to this.
No,
This
it's
is
nonsense.
garbage.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a good cast. Let's defend ourselves here. It was a
Yeah,
great cast.
it was.
The people at home are wrong.
Yeah. Usually.
Usually always.
Absolutely.
The listener is never right.
That's
No,
yeah, it's a good
it's true.
slogan.
Just kidding.
Pod Cavern. The listeners are never right. Well, the special guest across from me here, Justin the Gray, literally the Gray.
I love it.
Godly, Justin Godelie, everyone. Here he is.
Hello. Hello.
Thank you for returning to the Pod Cavern. It means a lot to me.
Thank you for inviting me back.
Yeah,
I'm very
well,
happy.
like I said, they needed you. The people need to listen
They
for
need to,
once.
Look, they need to listen what's right and correct,
That's right.
and listen hard.
And I know this topic really excites your loins. So
Look, my loins
He's had
are.
a boner all day.
I am so turgid. And it's,
Oh, my
never
God.
heard this term before.
See, I was wondering when the big words would come out again. Yeah.
It's a staple of mine.
Turgid.
Yeah, I'm very excited about this topic. It's
Oh,
going to be awesome.
well,
I was thinking about
fantastic.
it all day.
Can you name this? I don't know.
This fucking guy.
This
So, you call me Gray. I'm going to call him the White Wolf.
Right.
As he
Right.
is.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Dan the White Wolf Foerster.
Dan
To my left.
Foerster, otherwise known as the worst Mario Kart player in all the lands.
my
Probably the
gosh.
worst video game player ever.
Oh no.
Disagree.
Well,
Wow.
we'll see. I don't know. Dan and I have a score to settle this Friday, actually.
Ooh.
If you're around, we're going to gather everyone, including the people in the store, to come to us and watch us play.
Oh, I'm all in.
Yeah, stop everything.
You're gonna watch me take down Tuong.
I'm gonna
impossible.
live
Obliterate him.
Impossible.
Yeah.
I'll fake my death before I lose. Dan poisoned me. Well, Dan, thank you for being on the podcast,
Hey, it's
even
great
though
to
I
be
despise you. Dan, can you just introduce the lovely person across from you?
Well, it's the wonderfully wizarding Shannon Godelie across from me. Yeah.
Wonderfully wizarding Shannon.
I love that.
That's good. That's good, Shannon. Thank you for being back on the podcast.
Excited to be here again.
Now, I hope this podcast is void from any stripper diarrhea talk. Actually, that's not true. That's
No,
the
you
only
want that.
reason
We
why you're here.
literally started with it.
It's true. We did.
The fact that you brought it up just now means the Godelies are
secretly
here.
want to talk about all of that.
Yeah.
Well, why are we here today, folks? We like magic. We like spells. We like what else do wizards
Alchemy.
like? Alchemy. We like all of that stuff.
Cauldrons.
Yes. Yeah. Bats.
Sword.
I am Newt. That's a big
I
one.
like it, yeah.
All that stuff.
Oh, I love new eye.
Yeah. I wonder how a newt eye would taste. Probably gross.
Probably a lot like caviar.
Or like a SCOBY.
No, Scobies are delicious. Today we're talking about top 5 wizards. Now we have a lot people at home. It's not just boy wizards. We
No.
get it. Let's go in the ground rules right away, okay? We're talking about wizards. We're talking about witches. We're talking about sorcerers. What do we say?
yeah.
Warlocks.
Warlocks.
Necromancers, if that's your thing.
Yeah.
Dan and I talked about this today. I don't think
Yeah.
it'll come up. With druids, I think they count.
I think so.
Druids? Yeah. Druids would count. I would
Druids
say
count.
so.
But any sort of like magical being, period, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, let's. Yeah.
Well, okay, because you brought it up earlier. Our background music is lovely.
this-
that Jedi
People are already furious at us.
that Jedis initially maybe aren't considered magical, but you could potentially make an argument for one.
If you can make
It's-
an argument for a
yeah.
Jedi, I dare you, fuckers.
Yeah.
I just want to say that at one point, I'm pretty sure they're described as that. Obi-Wan is described as that crazy old wizard.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, but-
I'm
But I
almost
feel like
100%.
that's like, I don't know.
It's a misnomer almost. Like
Yeah.
it's
I'm
like,
just
it's-
saying, I'm making an argument for it.
And we did also say too, like magicians, like people who do sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand does not count.
no Chris Angel.
Dan said Chris Angel. You said no Chris Angel. No one votes for Chris Angel.
fuck
No,
that guy.
absolutely not.
David Blaine can suck my dick.
Yeah, but I'm happy that at least it was brought up, like
Yeah.
even just the word Jedi, so that all those Star Wars fuckers can
Yeah.
like lay off from the get go.
Unless Dan, you're gonna say it secretly. I'm not gonna do it.
It's my number one.
Certainly not. Okay, but yeah,
But-
I don't think Jedi's count.
Again, if there's the argument to be made, but at least now we've said the word Jedi, people know that we know it exists.
Yeah.
Smart.
We just
Now-
don't want to
right.
live there.
Now
I think
back up.
you'd have to convince us that the Force is magic, which I think it has magical properties, but it's not magic.
Yeah. And
No,
they've
no, no.
gone-
It has midi-chlorians,
yeah,
guys.
they've gone out of their way to
That's
say
right.
it's not magic.
That's right. So, yeah, you guys are wrong.
Do we have anything else that? needs to be-
Yeah. What else do we want to cover here?
The only other thing I did want to say was I understand the wizarding world. Harry Potter is going to be brought up.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I do feel like that could be almost an episode in itself, like the top 5 witches and wizards in
Yeah.
the wizarding world. So, as much as I love it, I'm interested to see how many times it comes up. And
I don't think many.
Nah.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, we will see. I don't know. I don't know what you guys are gonna pick. It's very exciting. What a juicy topic.
Num, 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 num.
But yeah, I had a hard time not putting everything
Yeah.
from the Harry Potter like universe, only because it's one
It's
I
so
know
popular.
so well and it's so popular. and
Literally, it's cheating. It says Wizarding World in its title.
exactly.
It's
So I do
bullshit.
think that's an interesting one for a bunch of like Harry Potter nerds to like debate.
Yeah.
But I've chosen mine otherwise because
Yeah.
of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm very excited, and obviously we're pulling for TV, books, the usual fiction, whatever fiction,
Yeah,
video
yeah.
games, whatever. It doesn't matter. All right, shall we get into it?
Let's do it.
You guys
Let's do it.
ready?
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
very excited. Just like every other episode, we are each gonna nominate 3 nominations each, make a master list of 12, and then whittle that fucker down into. I'm swearing way more on this podcast because you two are here. You guys aren't even swearing yet.
We are a wonderful influence.
And we're gonna rank a top 5 list. I'll go first. I want to say one, but I feel like I don't want to take this away from Justin because I feel like he's gonna he's itching at the bit to say it.
You're so sweet.
So I'm gonna skip it.
Okay. Oh wow.
So-
wow.
No, I really want to say it. No, I won't. How about we just get? Well, now I'm not gonna say that. I'm gonna go and go with. We'll get the Harry Potter one out of the way. How about
Okay,
that?
okay.
So you guys can do your unique nomination.
And I
Yeah.
do like that happened in the last time too.
Yeah.
Our last podcast.
I feel like we just got to get
You're
that.
like, let's get Harry Potter out of the
Get
way.
Harry Potter. Yeah, exactly. Get out of here, Harry. Get out of here, Harry.
That was beautiful.
I failed auditions real quick. I'm gonna say Albus Dumbledore as my
Yeah.
my,
Nice.
Wow,
my
okay,
pick.
okay.
Yeah, out of all the Harry Potter characters, I'm thinking, do we pick Voldy? He's really Voldemort. I call him by. He likes to be called Voldy in bed.
You guys are pals.
It's not Harry, certainly not. I think he's a crappy wizard. He's good at defending himself. Like he has great, what do you call it? Defense against the dark arts spells. He got that on lock. But as he's actually really bad at everything else. Like he can't
Yeah.
make a potion.
Yeah.
He's bad at class. Can't pick up anything that's not useful for him saving his life.
I'm going to definitely agree with you on that too. Like,
Yeah.
I think he's a very heroic character.
Yes, yeah.
Definitely, but he's not the best wizard.
That's right. I
in
guess
that
we
story.
should also mention I guess it's in our nominations today. We're not just judging how powerful a wizard someone
Yeah.
is or how great a wizard they are. Just wizards.
Just
Yeah.
wizards,
Just wizards in general.
Yeah.
But I was trying to think what other Harry Potter character speaks to you guys more than Albus Dumbledore?
I don't know more so, but I do think Professor McGonagall deserves
Yeah.
a shout out.
Honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That she's phenomenal.
Yeah, Albus Dumbledore. He's the character that everybody looks up to. He's he's very mysterious throughout the entire series. No idea what the guy's up to. A lot of times he just disappears in the books.
Yeah.
On missions, you suspect to try to take down the Dark Lord.
I like to think it's his sexcapades. That's
Yeah, that's true.
he needs a break.
Yeah, that's what I meant by taking down the Dark Lord.
Yeah.
How do I fuck Voldy?
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know. The guy's super powerful too. He had the
Oh, yeah.
the Elder Wand for the longest time too, right? Yeah, I have nothing else to say about that. He has a kick-ass Phoenix.
Yeah, who
That's
doesn't love
right.
a Phoenix?
That's
Come on
cool.
now. Phoenix
Yeah.
is badass.
What other spells has he done that's been badass? I think in the movies he does all these cones of energy and whatever. In the movies they depict magic really weird. I find it's all just light.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
True,
true. It's
yeah.
all, it's all. Yeah, there's no kind of consistent behavior for how magic seems to work, which is fine. It
It's
works in
fine.
movies.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think in the books, from what I can recall, it's a lot more. It's very much a little bit more well defined.
Yeah.
As far as what magic can do and what potions and spells and
Another
whatnot
one
can
of his spell, and I can't think of it for the life of me, but it's the cauldron that they look into for the memories that they pull
Oh
out.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
do. Pensive.
pensive. Yeah.
Pensive.
Yeah.
Pensive. Yeah.
Super cool.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And I thought they actually did that really well in the movie.
Right. The guy has such a big wealth of knowledge, and he's super nice to people, which I like.
Yes.
But you can you see many times how much of a badass he is, especially when he was trying to destroy one of the Horcruxes, and one of his hands I think was
Yeah.
all fucked up.
Yeah.
forever.
It died.
He had a dead hand.
Yeah.
He was really
Gross.
sad for a while. Justin, say it.
Look, I can't thank you enough for allowing me to say it.
Say my name, Justin.
That might have been. That's about as good as your Harry Potter.
Thank you.
It's pretty good.
Thank you.
Gandalf, and I'm not specifying Gandalf the Grey or Gandalf the White because
Sure.
he's just one
It's
character.
Gandalf.
It's Gandalf.
Well, is it one character?
Yeah.
I know I'm picking a little things, but I
It's-
know he says he doesn't remember himself from the past and stuff.
Yeah,
He doesn't-
he's the same entity though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's this protector of all good living things in Middle Earth. He's incredibly powerful.
Mm-hmm.
He's incredibly knowledgeable.
That's right.
And he seems to kind of have his and don't make a funny joke, but he seems to have his finger in many pies. He he knows what's going on over there and what is going to happen in 100 years, but he's dealing with a tiny little hobbit right now. He's very forward thinking.
Yeah. What's he?
I don't know
what the word is.
Yeah, what the term would be for that.
Farseer, is that a word?
Yeah, farseer.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Not only does he have that, he can kick ass in battle with a staff or a sword.
The guy fights with a staff and a sword. That
the
is
same
super
time.
cool. That is cool. I played the video games, and you always want to pick Gandalf because
Absolutely.
he kicks ass with it.
Destroys.
Yeah.
And he's also kind of crotchety a little bit, which I like, which makes him kind of funny at times. Like
He's a cranky old man.
yeah, he's like I'm gonna help you, but I'm done with your shit. Like enough. And I respect that in a wizard.
I don't know. I feel like he also treats hobbits like shit sometimes, though. You know?
Yeah, he's like it's like they're like his pets. He's like,
he's
you
like,
guys are so cute and stupid.
You're so cute. Go get me a pie.
Well, they are cute.
So I don't know. To me, you can't talk about wizards without mentioning Gandalf.
And makes a kick-ass fireworks show.
Fuck yeah,
Dude, I'd go to Gandalf's fireworks show.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. In the movies too, like he has that. He doesn't do too much magic in the movies.
No.
But
he's
a big deal. He's a
Yeah.
big deal. But he does that light in the air that like scares the Nazgul and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But in the Hobbit movies, like those movies are kind of a mess on its own. There's
Yeah.
way more magic shit going on with him.
Yeah, and like the Hobbit movies do a good job at like the backstory of what goes on with Gandalf during that time, and like he's taking down Dark Lords and destroying shit. Like he's a
badass.
He's a badass. So
Okay, Justin. Well, can you give me your Gandalf impression?
no, I don't really have one. I
Oh,
can't. I
come
can't do it.
on.
No,
I can't think of a line.
Come
I can't think of a line.
Boo.
I won't put you on.
That's
So-
rude. I can't now. I'm
It's
fucking
fine.
flustered.
It's okay. It's okay. You know what? Oh, I was gonna do. You shall not pass. That's it.
I like that.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Dan, give me your thing.
So mine, I feel, might be on at least one other person's list, probably on yours. I'm going to say Dr. Stephen Strange.
There you go. Of
Yes.
course.
Yeah.
Definitely on my
Yeah.
list.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very topical, I feel.
I agree.
Yeah.
Tell me, Dan, what's your favorite thing about Doctor Strange?
Well, so, I mean, we know him from the movies. I know him more so from Spider-Man, like the animated show. He
Oh,
made
cool.
like a 2-episode stint on there, so that's where I learned a lot about him. I really like his backstory. I like where he comes from, that he was a really skilled surgeon, and then he, damaged his hands, and then he had to seek out alternative medicine that led him to magic. So it's like all these years of study. So you just get this, even if you don't really see it a lot in the movies, you just know that he knows all these cool, like, badass magic tricks. He
knows a lot.
He does.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen him like reverse time. Like that's what I really love about the Doctor Strange movie is how he beats. This is spoilers still.
It was a couple years ago. Come on,
it's a
people.
while
It's
back
on
now,
Netflix.
Yeah.
yeah, it's not spoilers. But when he, uses the Eye of Agamotto and he's able to like just, loop time
Yeah.
and he just beats his enemy through frustration, not through like physical might or even like
Yeah,
this magic spell that blasts him.
Dormammu.
Yeah, exactly.
Dormammu,
Yeah.
yeah.
He just uses that to annoy him to the point where it's just like, I can't take this anymore. It was
Yeah,
like such the best
guy
way to
was
beat
like
him.
put in an endless loop. It sucks.
Yeah, exactly. And then I mean, obviously from Infinity War 2, just seeing
so
him
good.
like predict all those like 14,605 like possibilities for how that world could
I
turn
love
out.
seeing how he's progressed. Like in Infinity War, you see how much stronger and more skilled he is already.
Oh yeah,
And
absolutely.
mature. Like
Yeah.
he's more mature. And
Yeah.
he wants to protect. Like he's a guardian, right? Like in a way.
He
like
is, yeah, like
yeah. His like awesome spells in Infinity War when he like multiplies and then he like
Yes.
shoots his whips and stuff at Thanos.
So sweet.
So sick.
He's had some of the most like best visuals. I feel like just like these awesome like mind bending visuals in those movies. It just
Yeah.
totally makes him seem like he's like this all powerful wizard.
Yeah, because like
kind
in
of guy.
his original movie, it's like Inception on drugs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Speaking of
Little bit.
drugs,
Totally.
let's watch Doctor Strange on drugs.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Please. Yeah,
Sounds
come on.
great.
I think it's hard not to be impressed by some being that can manipulate time like that. And I know we already talked about Dumbledore, but he gave like Hermione like the time turner so she could go to classes and stuff like that. Just bringing up another one of his cool like things
Yeah,
that
just little
I think
trinkets.
and Doctor Strange I think is just such the epitome of being able to manipulate time in such a fucking cool way.
Oh yeah,
That's
absolutely.
unreal.
I just feel like there's a lot of wizarding characters in the Marvel universe, and he's really like when you think of a wizard, like in Marvel, that is like the number one wizarding guy.
Yeah.
Cumberbatch, love him.
Love him.
Although he should have kept his accent. Did you snore at Cumberbatch?
No,
oh,
I
you
went-
growled. Oh,
He's purring actually.
I was gonna say.
Purring.
Sorry, I got really offended. I'm a Cumberbitch myself, so
Oh yeah.
100p. Shannon.
So I'm gonna throw up
Whoa. Are you feeling okay?
the Sanderson sisters, namely Winifred Sanderson from Hocus Pocus.
Brilliant.
Oh,
Yeah.
You'll have to. I don't think I've actually seen Hocus Pocus.
Oh dear God. What?
I'm sorry.
That's such a good nomination.
It is one for me that I think really kicked off so much of my appreciation and love for the fantasy genre in general. I think it brought witches into like a forefront for me, and like Halloween is my favorite holiday. It's the thing I get most excited for, and I feel like they really like started that for me.
I like how, we talked about like like powers and abilities and stuff, but you're talking about the impact that they had on you, and I'm certain numerous other people.
Totally.
in their appreciation of witches and stuff.
And looking at the character herself, like Winnie Sanderson, she was alive for like thousands of years, and like I don't know, she carried her and her sisters through all these years of like witches being burned and everything else, and like still managed after they were hung, still managed to keep themselves alive in her like book, so that centuries later some kids would fucking open this book and bring them back to life.
Hocus Pocus is a TV show?
Movie.
I knew. That was my first guess.
Test.
Damn it.
Truth time, I haven't seen it either.
Oh my
but,
God.
But is it the one with Bette Midler? Is
Yes,
that right?
it is.
So I do know it.
Yeah.
I know it. I just haven't seen it.
And
I
look,
would agree. This is a big one.
That's
Huge.
that's an under the radar witches. So I don't know. Like I like that.
Yeah, I urge the two of you this Halloween, put it on.
Put Hocus Pocus on.
It's maybe a little bit more like it's meant not for kids, but like you appreciate it more, I think, as a kid.
Oh, we are children. We can do this.
So it
It's
may
90s
be
cheese.
Totally.
Yeah.
But it's a must watch this Halloween for you guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yep.
Shall we go into round 2?
Ding ding.
Ding, 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 dang, dang. It's hard not to just nominate A, Harry Potter characters.
Yes, I agree.
B, like comic book characters. There's so many of them.
Right.
There is a lot. So I'm going to go with one of my sleepers. I'm going to go with Ganondorf.
Yes.
You're going to say that too?
No, well, he was
that's a good
he was
one.
actually an honorable mention for me. But
Right.
yeah.
He's a warlock, people, in case people don't know.
Yeah.
In case you don't know, he's also from The Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
He gets reincarnated a shit ton of times to fight Link in like kind of like an endless loop forever. But he always loses, so that sucks for him.
There is one timeline where he does win.
Oh, wait, that's
There
true.
is,
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
They put it in their Historia or whatever
Historia.
it is. But let's see. He is the king of the Gerudo. He is the inheritor of the Triforce of Power, one of the 3 Triforces, and it makes him super strong, godly strong.
Hey.
No relation. Let's see. I'm trying to think of like kind of powers that he has. I wrote down demonic magic, energy blast, geokinesis. Apparently can transform the land.
Yeah. I'd say levitation.
Levitation.
Yeah.
He controls monsters around him. He's a great tactician. He's a fighter.
He has the ability
see.
to. What's the term to like speak to animals?
Oh.
Yeah.
I forget what that's called.
Doolittleism.
That's right. That has to be
That's
it.
right, yeah.
Perfect.
Doolittleism. And he can transform to a giant pig, which I think is awesome.
Hey, who doesn't want that?
So that's pretty fucking cool. I think he's an iconic character in video games in general, and he could even be a top villain. I think.
Yeah.
He would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely a top
He's
villain.
pretty rad.
Well, yeah, and he like you said, he shows up in almost every Zelda game and is a legitimate threat.
Yeah.
He's not just like, oh, fucking Ganondorf again. Like, he's terrifying every single time. So
Yeah,
I
exactly.
like that.
Which is your favorite Ganondorf? Like, there's many different versions. He's been reincarnated. I just want to say, like, throw it out there. What's your favorite one?
I think the one obviously that sticks out is the Ocarina of Time one.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that's the first time that you're like, oh shit, Ganondorf, like he's the bad guy. Because before he was like a pig.
Yeah.
Or like he didn't look scary at all. And
Right,
then I think
yeah,
ever
kinda
since
cartoony.
Ocarina of Time, they kind of kept that model of Ganondorf and they just kept going through that.
Yeah, I would agree with that too. I think that's my favorite as well.
It'd be Ocarina of Time or even the Wind Waker for me. Wind Waker one, he's like just this massive,
he's-
imposing figure.
With the kimono.
Yeah,
the kimono.
he's
Yeah.
quite terrifying in that game. So, yeah.
Let's see. He put the Great Sea into an endless stormy night. What a dick. Come on.
So much rain.
Just people. Goddamn rain. Yes, poor fishermen out there, though. Right?
Yeah,
like, fuck.
have
Justin.
honestly, I'm a little surprised it hasn't been brought up already.
Are you
Wow.
shocked?
Okay.
I'm shocked. I'm
Appalled?
appalled.
Are you?
I'm flabbergasted.
Oh my goodness! Tell me what.
I'm not. My second choice is Merlin.
Merlin.
Yeah.
From
which one?
Arthurian legend, Merlin.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I think he has to be the one that's been brought up the most in historical like lore and stories, right?
Yeah.
So he's kind of the character of Merlin is actually it's based on another mythical like legend from like I think like Welsh, like a Welsh legend,
Right.
and then another like author. I think he's kind of combined in these two people. And I have, if you'll bear with me, just a few kind of random little tidbits because. I think of wizards and I think of Merlin, but I don't necessarily know a lot about Merlin.
Yeah, I kind of
Right.
feel the same way too.
But
I know he's a really pointy hat.
he's very not necessarily though.
Oh my god! Are you kidding me?
Because he's a shapeshifter.
Oh shit!
So he can shift into like looking like kind of the stereotypical like long white beard and faded blue cloak, and then he can look like a warrior, or he can look like almost like a sprite in the forest and stuff like that. He has many kind of different forms, which I find is good. So he's got like shape shifting abilities. His father was an incubus.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
what is that?
So that's like a demon's hell spawn, essentially. And that's where he gets his powers. And he's kind of like, I don't know, he's an icon in fantasy and literature. Like he's been around since like the early 1100s is when he was like first kind of created. And it's kind of hard to think of of most wizards in popular culture not even being slightly modeled after him.
Right,
The
exactly,
great, big white beard,
Yeah.
this kind of
Totally agree.
wandering loner a little bit, kind of crazy.
I think
He fits a lot. A lot of the other wizards that we've described, Gandalf,
Gandalf, yeah.
Dumbledore,
yeah.
they kind of fit that mold. That
Yeah.
I think Merlin
Pointy
kind of
hat.
started. Pointy hat.
I
Yeah,
think
like-
the iteration I know best of Merlin would be the Disney Sword in the Stone.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
And they like that description of him. That's the epitome of what you expect a wizard to be.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
And he does the shape shifting in that movie, and I don't know, it's cool. That's how I know Merlin best.
And he's part of like legend. Like
Yeah.
it's such this. There are people who still believe in the tales of Arthur. That are convinced that he was a real person.
Yeah.
And they're convinced that Merlin was not necessarily a real like wizard, but that he was a real person. So that he has this long standing
like Jesus.
Yeah, exactly like Jesus. Now, would you consider Chris Angel to be the Merlin of our time?
I don't think I've ever been more upset with you.
I'm sorry.
No, I would not.
It's David Blaine.
That's right. Come on, Tom. Great pick, Justin. Yeah, Merlin, what an iconic name for wizardry.
Yeah.
So many incarnations. Now, Dan, what do you got?
Oh, I got a good one. I'm really excited about this.
Give me a spell.
Because like when you first said about this, top 5 wizards, I was like, I gotta think of like a bunch of old guys with a pointy hat
Yeah.
with a
See,
big
that's
long
what I'm
beard.
talking about.
And I started thinking like, no. There's so many different types of wizards, and the one I want to throw out here is Skeletor from He-Man. Skeletor is a wizard.
Is this
guys.
the one that you were really excited about?
Yes.
All right.
I'm so excited about this one.
All right,
tell
I'm
me.
Okay.
willing to hear.
So first of all, I think most people know of Skeletor.
Yes.
Okay. Even if they haven't ever watched He-Man, I barely watched He-Man as a kid. I kind of was a little too young for that, but I did see like the remake they did in like the early 2000s. So that's kind of where I'm more so familiar. So first of all, he's got mystical powers,
Okay.
but he's still got a rockin' bod as well. He's super muscular, right? It's hard to do both. Master the abs and also master the dark arts.
I mean, who
right?
has time?
Right. He did both. So let's give him props. Now,
Oh, boy.
here's the one thing I want to point out, and I have some stuff to show you, and I feel bad because the listeners won't see
I'm
it.
confused. How does Skeletor have abs? He's a freaking skeleton, man.
It's just his face. It's just his face. He was
His
like a regular
face is
dude.
muscular?
No.
He
His
has-
body is. His face is.
So he's a man with a skull head.
Yes.
Real?
Wow, I didn't know.
Yes.
So he's like Ghost Rider.
Kind of. That's my next point. So, great segue, Tom.
Okay,
So,
I planned it.
amongst all of the skull-faced heroes, he's super recognizable. So if I showed you a bunch of pictures right now,
Yep.
This is gonna play
That I
really
have-
well on an
that
audio.
I have-
pod.
I like
Google
that.
I know.
This
All
is
right.
fine.
I know. We can always put this up later on. Okay.
Okay.
Do you guys know who this is?
Yes, that's Taskmaster.
Oh, you're right. Okay. Who's this one?
Fuck.
I don't know.
Who would you guess it was?
I would say Ghost Rider.
Oh, is it Ghost Rider? No, it's not. It's actually the Atomic Skull.
Why would you?
But who's this one?
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah,
that's,
you're right.
Right? You
You're
see,
right.
Look at all these guys. You can mix up even Ghost Rider with somebody
Yeah,
else, but Skeletor.
I think that's unfair though, because
You knew who it
Skeletor
was.
literally wears a hood. If you took the hood off him, like, you wouldn't know what he looks like.
He's a skull man.
It's a yellow skull though. That's what I was saying. So it's super
Oh, man.
recognizable. Great.
I don't
point,
see
Dan.
color.
He's also.
So progressive.
I know. He's got a kick-ass staff, which is called the Havoc Staff.
That's pretty badass.
It's
That's a
crowned
good
with a
name.
ram's skull as well, so it looks super cool. Got a great name. It actually emits bolts of mystical force from it as well. I want to just address some of his actual powers here too. So he can teleport himself and others. He can send telepathic commands to his minions. He can grow plants. He can hypnotize. He's got illusional powers. Reflection, freezing, raise, and he can open gateways between dimensions. So he's got a lot of really
He's
cool powers.
Pretty legit powerful.
He is. Now, I mean, he's never actually beaten He-Man, from what I've understood. He's tried a bunch, but, I still want to give him props for all those really cool powers he's got. And I also want to include a couple quotes that he said here, too. Here's,
Wow, damn.
He's prepared.
I know,
Jesus.
I know. So he's actually got quite a bit of depth to him. So here's one thing that he said. Everything I do is for the sake of evil. Ooh, pretty good.
That's pretty.
Jesus.
But he also said, books are the true treasure of this world.
That's so kind.
I know.
I can see him now reading for children.
As they burn alive.
So he's a very deep character, I would say.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
great. You know how much of a douchebag Skeletor would look if he just had a regular head?
He did.
He did.
He did at one point. I can show you a picture
Did he
later
look-
on.
Did he look
Postcast.
terrible?
Postcast.
I see him just having
He's
like
got a
a
goatee.
surfer dude. He has a goatee.
He's got a goatee and long hair.
Solid.
Yeah. I'll
Oh
show
my
you.
god.
Wow.
Oh my god.
You know, I'm not saying you've convinced me yet, but you've definitely kind of pulled me more towards the than the
I
yay
think
than the nay.
that's because Dan is literally showing you his abs right now.
Yeah.
yeah.
Dan, put your shirt down.
But
Shannon.
yeah, I would agree that that was a nice pull. That as soon as you said it, I'm like, I don't know that much about him. And then
Now
you
you
pulled
do.
me in. You pulled me in.
You know now he reads.
Yeah.
Skeletor, that is. And Dan.
Not me.
All right, so I'm going to continue my theme of lady witches and Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh, that's good.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's good.
Ooh, I love that one.
So I first got to know Sabrina reading the Archie comics. That was my comics as a kid.
Me too.
And she was introduced in 1962 in the Archie comics as
Is Archie Comics that old?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Super old, yeah.
So she got lasting power.
lasting power. And then, in the 90s, she became the TV show that everybody knows and loves, hopefully. As a young girl in the 90s, that was my jam.
Yeah, for sure.
After Hocus Pocus, I'm like, give me more of that magic, and Sabrina brought it to me. So I will say she is considered a half witch because
yeah.
her dad was they say he was a witch, so I don't know the differentiating
I
male-female
don't
thing there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
It's
know.
like-
every fiction has a different type
Yeah,
of
there's
level
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
it.
But her mom was immortal, so both of her aunts are like full-blown witches, and she's considered a half witch, but her magic is on point. So that's
What
my nom.
kind of magic does she does she just have like regular spells, or like she has a book, doesn't she?
Yeah, so the premise of the show is that like she's meant to get her like witch's certificate basically to say that she can like, it's like getting a driver. Like she's 16 years old, she wakes up on her birthday and she's like levitating in her bed and she's like, what the fuck's happening? And then
Valid response.
her aunts tell her that on your 16th birthday you become like you gain the power that you are meant to have. And then it's like, I don't know, following along with like trying to get your driver's license. She has to do all this
So you get a
studying and
card after?
practicing and yeah, she fails the first test, so she has to go to like witches boot camp and like redo it kind of thing. And yeah, that's the premise
What
of
is
the TV
Witches
show.
Boot Camp like?
You have to ride a broom.
Yep.
And then you have to use said broom to sweep the room.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Fuck.
No one said anything about sweeping.
Yeah. And fuck, I don't want to be a wizard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Just I think for me, the lasting power and sort of the iconic nature of Sabrina in my own personal childhood is what makes her a great nomination for me.
Well, and I'm sure like through a lot of other childhood, because what 62 you said something like
Yeah.
that. Like that's a long time for a character to be around and have a potential influence on people.
Yeah. And fun fact is, I think in the Riverdale like Netflix series, or it's not a Netflix series. It's on Netflix though.
Right.
I think they're introducing her as a character in the coming season.
And there's gonna be a real witch in the series.
Who knows?
Well,
Wow.
what I've
Who
heard
knows?
is that she's gonna have her own show. Actually,
Interesting.
She's doing her own show.
Like a spin-off show.
They actually relaunched the comic as like a really like
shit.
dark occult kind of like storyline.
Right
and
on.
Apparently, they're doing like a show based off of that version of Scream.
See, she's coming back.
Everything's
Yeah.
dark these days.
Yeah.
Everything's dark.
I'm kind of into it.
Blame
though.
Justice League.
Remember Archie's
True.
Weird Mysteries?
No.
No.
Well,
I don't.
I feel young. Actually, that's a good thing. Fuck you guys. We're going to round 3. Guys, we're here. We hit
We
round
did it.
3.
Oh my god.
So many witches, so many wizards, so many characters to nominate. Oh God, this is really killing me. It really is. There's plenty of good Disney ones out there, I want to say.
Totally agree.
Totally. But I'm trying to think, do we want them on the list? They
And
seem too
I'm-
easy.
In my world, up in this brain, Disney of them all, Merlin for me still stands out as one of the best
Absolutely.
Disney. So, in my opinion, we've crossed it off the list.
But there's some good witches.
Yes.
There is,
there's
but
some
I
good
don't
witches.
think they're comparable to Merlin.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go with my heart, and that's comic books, because I love comic books, guys. Like, how do you? Everyone knows who this character is, and I'm just gonna say it. I'm going with Oh shoot.
I like how convinced you were.
You can see my conviction.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going Loki.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the god of mischief. But although he doesn't talk like that,
He doesn't
I'm
talk
still
like that.
Gandalf right now.
Yeah.
Loki is such a huge. I mean, just like Doctor Strange, such a huge character in pop culture right now. I would say the most famous of. Yes, you have a.
I just have a question.
Yes.
So, not having read the comics, only going from the movie universe that I know, did they not segregate the world of Doctor Strange as magic from the world of like Thor and Loki as being science?
No, because
No, yeah.
Thor, like, he does say, like, you know, what you call magic, we call science, or it's one and the same or whatever. But Loki does
does magic,
conjure
yeah.
things and whatnot,
Okay,
which
my
would
question's
be
out of the way then.
That's okay. Because in the
that is a valid question.
That is valid because in the comics he's more magic. He's more magic-y in the comics, I think, than in the movies. Because he does more spells and crap like that. But I have a lot of notes that I looked up today because, you know, we all know Loki from the movies, which is great. Tom Hiddleston does a great Loki. But
Num.
But his abs though.
Not like Skeletor.
So, let's see. Magic abilities equal to Carnilla, who is the most skilled sorceress in the Asgard dimension. He broke out of the celestial technology when he was in possession of Apocalypse, so one of the strongest Marvel characters.
Right.
Silver Surfer, who's also one of the strongest characters, says his magic are sufficient to decimate a planet.
Wow. What an endorsement.
Yeah.
That's pretty big. He's immune to the power sapping abilities of Rogue, which is pretty.
I didn't know that.
That's
I didn't know
pretty
that
cool.
either. That's cool.
Although I have some fun ones. So here's a couple just quick ones: telekinesis, energy blast, force shields, illusions, teleportation, psionics, shapeshifting. He can bring inanimate objects to life. Here's my favorite thing though. He once cursed Deadpool with an indestructible Tom Cruise face, which proved to be powerful enough to withstand being run over by a car.
I like that.
So he
That's
did that.
amazing.
He did that. So I was like, you know what? I was gonna nominate another character, but that detail alone is great.
I love
How is that
that.
a curse? I think Tom Cruise is kind of handsome.
Look, he is kind of handsome.
He has a tooth in the middle of his head.
Can you explain further?
Yeah. So if you now that you've heard this, you will never unsee this.
Oh,
when
no.
you look at him, if you actually see him smiling, his teeth are kind of off to the side a little bit. So he's got a tooth right in the middle of like where his like lips are there, like right
Fuck,
down
that's
there.
weird.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
it's
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
He's a robot.
I'm gonna pull it up.
A
thank you.
handsome robot.
That's right.
But a robot.
You keep pulling up these pictures.
I'm
that
a
cannot
fan
be
of
seen.
Dan's visual mediums.
I love it. Well, Loki's my last nomination. Justin, what do you have? Oh.
Yeah.
Weird.
I know, right? Now
Tom
that
Cruise
you've
too.
heard
That
it,
just
you'll-
shows how evil Loki is. Take that.
You deal with center tooth. So my last nomination, this is a tough one. Like I keep going back and forth, and honestly, right now I'm not sure if I'm going to make the right decision, but we'll save the next one for honorable mentions.
Yeah.
That's my thinking sound.
I don't like it.
You know what? I don't like it either.
Nobody does.
No one. I'm gonna go
like
with. I'm gonna go with Mickey Mouse and Fantasia.
Okay, yes.
Yes.
That's good.
Nice.
Yeah.
So,
good.
it's on the surface. I think if you were to like just be like, well, no, that's just Mickey Mouse in a wizard's hat.
No.
No, it is not though. It's actually Mickey. I found this out earlier today. It's Mickey Mouse's first starring role in a feature-length film. Mm-hmm. I did not know that. That's just an interesting little tidbit for you. He's incredibly powerful. He leaves an impression on that one, obviously that movie, but also like the Disney universe. Like even you still go to Disney World today, and they still have that blue starred hat. Everywhere.
That cone hat.
Hat. It's still everywhere in Disney like iconography, and he uses his powers for like stuff that anyone would like to do his chores and to do shit. I mean, it goes bad for him.
It goes pretty bad for him.
But that's a lesson.
How does that
And it's innocent
end?
intentions
It's
as
an
well.
What's that?
How does? Oh wait, Merlin comes through or something.
It's something to do with
like-
the hat. Like the hat is no. He's like an apprentice.
He's the
an
sorcerer's
apprentice.
He's the
apprentice.
sorcerer's
He is,
apprentice.
yeah.
And then the hat is what kind of. It's. I think it's like.
It's the
What's it called when you put magic into it? Enchanted or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So
imbued object.
yes.
Yeah.
And I also remember having a very distinct feeling of dread watching that movie for the first time. Like I remember legitimately kind of being scared and unnerved by it. And I think that's kind of a good way for magic to be viewed. Like
Yeah.
it's a little sketchy, like it's a
Yeah.
little
Scary.
weird, and it's a little dark, and it's a little overpowering for him in that film. And I think that's just a really kind of great kind of point home. So I don't know.
I love this one. It was actually like my first one I'd written down. I was like,
Oh,
okay,
wow.
I wanted to. I was like, Mickey, that's great. You know, like upon like further like you know, that's what I said.
Good job, Mickey.
I love it.
But after like looking into it more, it's like, yeah, he's not the sorcerer in this case. He's the sorcerer's apprentice.
Yes.
He's supposed to be cleaning up for the sorcerer.
Yeah.
And so he uses that imbued
got
hat to
greedy.
He got greedy and he wanted to get it done faster, but it goes out of control. So he's not very good, apprentice even. So I was like, oh, he's actually not very powerful in this. He's kind of like messing up, and then the actual wizard comes in. His name's Yen Sid.
Yen Sid.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yen
yeah.
Sid comes in and is like, oh, he has to take care of everything, clean it all up, I guess. But at the same time, we're still talking about like top 5 wizards. It doesn't have to be a good wizard, but it's an
Right.
iconic wizard.
He is very iconic.
That's what Justin's point here is that when you're thinking of a wizard, a lot of people would actually think of Mickey with that blue hat, with
Yeah.
the yellow stars. It's all plastered all over Disney World. That's
Didn't
for sure.
they do a Sorcerer's Apprentice movie with Nick Cage?
They did,
I think
Yes,
they
they
did.
did.
and I did watch it.
I don't think it was very good.
You didn't
No,
watch
it
Hocus Pocus, but you watched that.
That's right.
Oh, yeah, well, great nomination.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I can look at brooms the same way after that movie. They're
That's true.
frightening.
They're frightening.
They have freaking hands.
Yeah.
Brooms have no business having hands. And buckets in their hands.
Yeah, I don't
Right.
like that.
Dan, here we go. Last nomination.
Yeah, this is tough for me too. Like I have a couple names that like going back and forth, like which one.
Yeah.
And I probably will make like the wrong decision here. I'm leaving. I think I'm the one I'm saving. I think maybe Shannon's still gonna say possibly. So
I doubt it.
I don't know. Okay. All right. Well, great. Okay. So, anyways, I'm gonna go with the Grand High Witch from The Witches. Does anyone know what that is?
I fucking love that movie to no end, and she's in my honorable mentions.
Yes.
I don't know
yes.
what
Oh
this
my
is.
god.
Tell us, Dan, who is
Yeah.
this
It
character?
instilled the fear of God
What is
in
it?
me.
It's true. Like that's
so
exactly.
true.
So this is a Roald Dahl book. You guys probably know Roald Dahl, right?
yes,
Like
yes,
Charlie
yes.
and the Chocolate Factory, all that stuff. Anyways, so I was read this book to me. A teacher read this book to me
Yes,
when I was
that's right.
I
in
love
grade
that
three.
saying.
Skeletor
Yeah.
read the book to you.
Yeah, Skeletor did. And it like traumatized me and probably the rest of the class because this book basically tells you that witches are real like believe the book. Witches are real. They look like normal women. They live amongst you
Until they get together for their goddamn convention.
Exactly. And they want to eat children, I'm pretty sure was what it was about. Yeah. But witches, they have like squared off feet. They don't actually have normal feet. They have like squared off feet. They hide it with their shoes they wear. They're bald. They have like long noses. They have like these like gross long nails and stuff. But yeah, they're just like these sinister like creatures that like live amongst you, and you got to watch out. And the Grand High Witch is like the worst one of them all, and she's like their leader. And in this movie, this like boy is like trapped at a hotel where they're doing like their annual like witch convention, and she's like this disgusting witch. She's so scary. Yeah.
For a kids movie, they made this fucking woman. It was Angelica Houston that plays her.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
They
I totally
make
forgot
her
that, though.
so goddamn gruesome. To look at her is nearly unbearable, and it's a fucking children's movie.
That's right.
Okay.
Tong, I got a photo here right now. I'm just kidding.
Okay, stop showing your
I feel
ass,
like
dude.
Justin is bringing it up because
He is.
Oh, that's not pleasant at all.
All right,
I
let's
don't like
describe
that.
this,
Yeah,
Justin.
like-
we'll describe this
no,
together.
that's not even the one.
That's
not
not
the
even
one?
It. Yeah.
No.
There it
Okay.
is. Is that it?
Oh, that's
That's
the
her.
Okay,
one.
let's
Yeah.
describe this together, Justin.
Okay, so she's
what do we see?
Bald, super pale, pinky skin.
Long toenail like nose.
Yeah, it's
It's
like,
like
a bones
if
for a
Dobby
collar.
melted, kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
great way of
That's
describing
that's
her.
Dobby's melted mom.
You can
Yeah.
see the indentations of the skull.
Yeah.
This is terrifying.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
this is a kids movie.
It is, yeah.
And the little boy gets turned into a mouse.
He does, yeah. And in the book, he never turns back to human. It's only in the
interesting.
movie that he turns back to human.
I feel like
I'm
they
pretty
had
sure.
to give it like
I
a
think.
happy.
That's
yeah. He did.
People correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
but yeah.
I don't feel good about
It's a
this.
great movie though. All
it
that
is,
being
yeah.
said, it's so good.
Yeah.
I have no memory of this movie at all, but I kind of want to see this now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Cool.
it's good.
Yep. That's
Interesting.
my that's my
that's
third.
good. I
Interesting
like
nom.
it. Hey,
I
great
back
nom.
I back that wholeheartedly.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Yeah.
Shannon,
'Cause I
bring
saw
us
your
home.
eyes roll over when I said Skeletor, so
Yeah, I know.
I'm glad I won you back. You know?
And I'm back.
Yeah.
And again, I'm gonna finish it off with a final female nomination,
Heck yeah.
Matilda.
Yes.
Oh.
Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you. That's the one I was like, oh, well, Loki. Thank you.
No, and I'm so happy you went with Loki. I got to learn so much more about him, and that's awesome. But Matilda is, I mean, it's we talked about it in the last podcast, like where you come into a world not knowing you have like magical powers and stuff. She's a little kid who discovers her powers through complete necessity. That she's living in a horrible life. Her parents are awful. Her principal is awful. And all of a sudden she comes into her own and has these amazing powers just to make her life a little bit more bearable.
She's a pretty positive person, though. Or she
She's
tries,
great.
yeah, she tries to be as positive as possible.
Where like the principal throws a fucking kid out the window and she makes the kid fly so he doesn't land in the trees and shit like that.
Jesus.
Like she I feel like uses it entirely for what a child would perceive as good. I mean, it's sometimes a little bit
Yeah.
mischievous, I guess, but it's
That's
what
part of her charm.
Exactly. It's what a kid would perceive good to be in that situation, and I think that's
I like that.
very sweet.
It's a
and-
pretty good musical, too. I saw it in Toronto.
that's
a
amazing.
year ago.
Cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
Do you have a stronger memory of the book or the movie?
The movie.
The movie, yeah.
Yeah.
The movie's great.
It is great.
It's kind of terrifying though too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember being again unnerved by it. It's just,
Do you guys remember the part with the chocolate cake? Like where the kid
Yes.
had to eat the chocolate cake, and then the lady comes out, my blood and sweat went
It's
into that. I like took that
disgusting.
so literally as a kid. I was like, ew, blood cake.
Yeah.
Like it was so grossed out.
And again,
You sweat.
and in that like scene, like she's not using any powers, but her being just a good kid stands up. She's like, "You can do it," whatever his fatty name is. But she's just a good kid, and there's like no like malice intent of any means throughout the entire movie. She's just trying to make her life a little bit more bearable in a real.
I'm surprised
shitty
they
situation.
haven't like done like Matilda 10 years later.
Yeah, true.
actually that's
Matilda, here we go again.
Matilda 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah. Well, that was good.
That was
We
good,
have our
yeah.
nominations. Let's put them in the cauldron. Okay, good enough. And we'll stew on that a bit. And when we're back, we're going to rank a top 5. How's that sound?
Woo! Yes, sounds great.
Top five.
Before we get started, has anyone ever dabbled in magic? before? Not just like not real magic, but like magician magic kind of stuff. Yes, here we go.
course you
Oh no!
I knew it. You nerds.
I was always that kid that like wanted to do the like I got magic kits at Christmas time and shit.
Yes.
And I have a real good story that you guys are all gonna like kind of slightly move away from me.
Further than we already are.
Yeah.
You're already across the room.
So growing up, my sister, I brought her in to be like the magician's assistant, tied her up to a chair kind of thing, and I was like, I'm gonna do this magic trick, blah blah blah. The phone rings and it's a good friend of mine, and I'm gonna talk on the phone for the next hour if I want to, little sister. She got real mad at me, no longer wanted to do the magic trick, at which point I grabbed the teapot from the counter and hit her across the face with it,
Oh my god.
and I broke her nose and I broke the teapot. And my mom was only mad that I broke the teapot.
Oh my god.
And yeah, that was a turning point in my relationship with my sister.
Oh.
Yeah. And
Poor
I
teapot.
This is why we don't do any kind of tying up. or
I
anything.
no longer practice magic.
Did you barely practice
Yeah, it
then?
sounds.
You tied someone up.
Well, no, I mean it was like to that point, like up to that point. I mean, I was great. I was really good.
What was the? Why'd you need to tie someone up?
I think it was gonna be like a levitation trick or something.
Oh.
yeah.
God.
Yeah.
You're not into levitation.
No,
tricks?
because it's not real. Like, you can't make someone levitate. So stop just the nonsense. And we all just
Had I been able to get through my trick that day,
Then
I would have
maybe-
made it happen.
Hey, if you believe hard enough, it can happen.
Heather still thinks it happened because she has a concussion from it.
Anybody
enough.
else?
Yes, Dan, are you a magic user yourself?
Does voodoo count as magic?
Yes, obviously.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah.
Yeah, you're a voodoo Ouija board type dude.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about it though.
Oh,
Wow.
wow, that's
I'm
pretty
that's
secretive.
a
I'm just kidding. I'm
that's
just
a
kidding.
put on.
Yeah.
He
I
has
don't know.
voodoo dolls of all of us.
I had like
perv.
That's right.
That's why I always get such a good sleep.
Little pins in your hands
Damn
for
it.
your a Mario Kart tournament with me.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Oh, shit.
I'll still win. Justin.
No, I've never been a big believer in the ridiculous nonsense of, doing like sleight of hand and magic.
I love how you love like nerdy wizard magic stuff, but you just despise like what we have around us. Like,
yeah, no, and you know what? I shouldn't actually say it that way, because like I truly am a believer of like, if you love something and you're nerdy about whatever, like do it. Like legitimately, I don't care, but like for like I don't care if you do it. Like that's awesome. But for me, like I remember like getting a magic kit from my like parents. They came back from Vegas and like they gave me like a magic kit, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm
and
like,
you're
I think I
whatever.
wanted anything else, but okay.
Little did you know that would have won you your future wife that much quicker.
There you go.
Yeah, but then I would have been slaying all. No, I didn't do anything.
Oh boy. Oh jeez.
Yeah, but if I'm like having somebody and like I'm like having a little like party at my apartment and there's a few people come by, like, I'm gonna do a magic trick. You can get the fuck out. Like I don't. No.
I'm totally gonna do that next time.
I'm gonna bring it. To,
Dan and I are gonna work on like a routine.
yeah.
Can I have an assistant, Dan?
What?
Me? I love it. Well, shall we get started?
Let's do it.
Let's get back into it. Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Hezbollah.
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 That's
And
it.
I never shared my thing, but when I was doing a little bit of magic, I used to say Hezbollah. I think I got that from somewhere.
Yeah, isn't that like that's something to do with the Middle East or something?
Oh no! Really?
yeah.
Must be a swear
Somebody look
word.
up Hezbollah. Like it's like a type of military strike or region.
Damn, I'm a
or
badass.
Something.
Yeah, I used to do card tricks.
Oh,
HEZ.
I found it.
Yeah, perfect. See, I knew it.
Hey, tell me.
I'm looking forward to.
it's a political party.
That's
Ooh.
right. I'm a very political person.
Magician.
Yeah, magician.
It's an Islamist political party.
Oh, no.
A militant group.
Hey, yeah, don't mess with me, guys. You say my trick is good, or else you're going down. I used to do the card. The only one card trick is when you kind of flick it, and you hide the card like around your hand, so that person
yes.
can't see where the card is.
Yeah.
It didn't disappear. It was behind my hand.
Wait, what?
I know. I know a magician never reveals its secrets, but I'm above that. I'm above that now.
This guy.
because I'm part of the Islamic State. Oh no. Anyways, can we get back into wizards, please?
Yeah, let's do it,
yes,
yeah.
let's do that. What we have is our list. We've been stewing on our cauldron. We're feeling good. Lots of Eye of Newt. Thank you, cauldron. Now, what we have is we have Dumbledore, Gandalf, Doctor Strange. I don't know how. Winifred Sanderson, Ganondorf,
You can't quit. You got to keep going now.
Yeah.
Gotta do it.
Merlin, Skeletor,
That's pretty good. That was good.
I love it. So good.
Sabrina, the Teenage Witch, Loki. I don't know. That's not Loki. That's my worst. Mickey Mouse.
Oh, that's not bad.
Thank you.
bad, yeah, that's pretty good.
I practice that a lot in bed. Grand High Witch.
Oh, boy.
Grand High Witch. That's good. And
Yeah. It's 2 nods.
Matilda. I don't know.
Can we add you to the list of wizards, like a wizard of the voice? or
Yeah, I'm
something?
a wizard voice actor for sure.
The wizard of social media.
Hollywood,
right.
watch
Yeah.
out.
That's right.
Hire me right now. So yeah, that's our list. Hopefully you understood what I said, people at home, but we're going to go through it again
Yeah.
at some point. Let's just star the ones that we want to keep, shall we? Mm-hmm. Who are we thinking here? Let's get it out of the way. There's one that probably will make the list no matter what. Gandalf, I assume, will probably make the list.
I agree.
I think he's got it.
He's
Yeah.
gotta.
Yeah.
Justin does not want it on the list. But he's-
Even if it wasn't my nomination, which in a world where would that ever happen? But he has to be on the list.
I was gonna steal
Yeah.
that nomination from you off
Yeah,
the top, but
and
you
I'm really, like-
did your puppy eye dogs at me, and I can't deny that.
I do think, and I know it was one of my nominations, but I do think Merlin deserves to be at least a contender for it.
I agree.
Let's contend it.
Let's
put
contend
it.
it, yeah.
Okay.
I think Doctor Strange has to make it.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
We're gonna star that for more. What do you think about our Harry Potter character here? Is that a contender?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Dumbledore?
Dumbledore's got to
Yeah.
be starred at least.
It's
Yeah.
starred for something. The problem is, this list is a tough one.
This is a good list.
It's been a while since like every single nomination I could be like, even though I don't know one of them, I'm like, oh, that's a really good argument for that.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
damn it. I know it's a really hard
I
list.
do think Matilda should be starred.
I would like to see female representation on
yeah.
this list.
I
mean,
tried my
that's-
damnedest to
Thank
get
you.
females
thank
on
you.
there.
Thank you.
I like how excited Tongue got when Shannon mentioned it. But you mentioned like, well, it's a kid who. That's how a kid would use her powers for belief, like essentially in good. Yeah, it's mischievous a little bit, but that's such an interesting, different take than a lot of these other ones, and I think that deserves to be recognized a little bit.
Yeah, I like Matilda because, like, any kid watching it is just so wowed by the wonder of magic, right? Because magic
Yeah.
is such a fun thing in general, and Matilda makes it fun.
And it's totally fun, totally pure,
Yeah.
innocent. I love that.
I like that too. What else do we want here?
How many are we narrowing it down to right now?
Well, we're just starring the ones that we
Starring,
want.
like starring.
Let's try not to
definites.
star the entire list.
Yeah.
But we might be able to.
I want to put some support towards Sabrina actually, because that was a show I really loved watching when I was a kid, teenager, tween age, I guess.
Nice.
I don't know, it just had a lot of like cool powers and like fun magic tricks and all kinds of other kind of like wizarding like characters too.
yeah, true.
I like Sabrina. I don't think she'll make it.
No?
Well, at least I won't rally behind her. I just think I love Sabrina because I also grew up with her, and great show, hilarious aunts, great cat, best cat ever.
Love the cat.
Well, the cat was a witch that was banished, and that's why it was.
Really?
A cat. Yeah, that's why it talked.
Oh my god!
Wow.
The more I know, but just
Salem.
looking at some of
Yeah.
these other wizards and witches and stuff, it's
I do like
tough
Loki.
competition.
I like Loki, and I think if we're talking about the other female representation, I think I do like Winifred Sanderson, like the Sanderson sisters, over Sabrina personally.
See, that's where I would disagree.
And that's
Maybe
a
just
tough
'cause I
one
saw-
That's a
haven't
tough
seen
one
for
for you
movie.
guys.
the audience.
Yeah.
that-
I don't know enough, but
Yeah.
what you described sound really cool.
And
so-
she was just like the all powerful one of the three sisters. Like she made shit happen. Yeah.
yeah.
The thing though is that like that's like one movie, and yes, I think a lot of people remember it. But
That's
we're
a good
talking about
point.
Sabrina, where there's been Sabrina comics for like years and years and years.
The comics, the
There's
animated
been
series,
animated
the
series,
TV,
TV
the
show,
movies.
new show on the horizon as well. So I think there's like a lot more of a lasting power behind that. name.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. If we're gonna, if it's gonna be an argument for those two, at least,
Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
Okay. Well, I'll at least star Sabrina at this point.
As much as I love the nomination, I think in comparison to the other ones, I I don't know if Ganondorf stands on his own.
Nah.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I like him.
I love
Oh,
Ganondorf.
so
Hey,
cool.
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That guy has a wicked beard.
Yeah. Oh,
Wicked beard,
And
great
that,
piercings.
And that pig nose, buddy.
if we're talking like top 5 like Nintendo villains, then definitely 100%.
100%, yeah.
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 Even top 5 like video game villains.
See, he's
Yeah,
unique in the way
100%.
that he's a warlock. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, what is a warlock and a wizard? Like, they're all kind of the same. I think warlocks are like dark magic,
More
right?
dark
Magic,
magic, yeah.
Yeah.
And again, he, like we've said numerous times already, is it like he deserves to be in definitely like the top 12 or 10, but if we're willing it down to the top 5, I don't think he really makes the
I don't
grade.
see him making it either. I just
Yeah.
like him being there.
Yeah.
All right.
And I love my nom of Skeletor, but I can accept that he wouldn't make it to the top 5 as well.
Okay, let's
Yeah,
talk
yeah.
about his face.
Yeah.
We were going to talk about
Oh,
his
yeah,
face.
yeah,
We
that's
saved
right.
it for
Yeah,
the
yeah,
cast.
yeah.
Here we are.
Okay.
We saw his face. His face is blue, people at home.
Yeah.
Same color as his
Skin. Yep.
Which I didn't realize, like, so he's just kind of topless with a purple hood, I guess?
Yeah, kind of. Like he shows like a lot of like chest and ab, I guess. Yeah.
What a cocky dick.
I know. Well, I mean, when you work so hard, you know, you want to show it off.
And he lost his face how?
So, okay, I don't remember this very, very clearly, but
Well,
he
what
was
do
he
you
was,
know?
Well,
No, I'm
let me
kidding.
try.
Sorry.
But anyways, yeah, he was like leading some sort of attack on like He-Man's kingdom, and he like threw some sort of like I think like vat of like some sort of I don't know,
Acid.
acid ball thing at I think it's He-Man's dad, and it got reflected back at him. So his own attack got reflected back at him, and it like dissolved his face.
That's
Wow.
unfortunate.
Didn't kill him somehow, but yeah,
Still
left him
able to
with a cool
talk
face.
perfectly normally, and yeah.
Well, kind of. Yeah. He-Man.
I would agree with you, Dan. Like,
Yeah.
I like the nom, but I don't think it's a top 5.
Yeah,
That's
no, I can accept that.
I think the hard one here is Mickey, because that's
Yeah.
that's quite the nom there. Mm-hmm. That's quite the nom.
I love how Dan described it earlier, that he's the apprentice. He's not even really that good, but it's the iconic,
He's very
lasting
iconic,
power
yeah.
of the character. But I don't know if that's enough to take him all the way on this list.
Let's see here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 starred, and if we star Mickey, that's 8. Although Mickey's pretty big. I do like
He
him.
has a lasting power.
I do like him.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tough.
Can you go over who we have starred right
Yes.
now? I want to make sure
we
we're all
have
on the same list.
Dumbledore, we have Loki, we have Gandalf, we have Merlin, Doctor Strange, Sabrina, and Matilda, and potentially Mickey.
So
There's
are
something to talk
we
about.
getting rid also of the Grand High Witch or whatever it was?
Oh, true.
See, I think that's a tough one in the same vein
Yeah.
as Winifred Sanderson, that if half the room doesn't know the character, it's a little bit harder to argue, I feel like.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Like you made great arguments for it.
And
Terrifying.
Terrifying
arguments.
in a discussion that it was just Dan and I feel like she would make the list just
I think
because
so,
like
yeah.
you saw the reactions in this room that it was she's pretty powerful and pretty intense, but it's hard to make that argument one.
Yeah.
She's just so terrifying. I don't know if I can sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll have to
You
hold
probably
me.
won't.
Imagine being like 8 years old and seeing that. Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that
yeah.
it was like that was part of a kids movie, like still looking back at that, I'm like, what the
That's
fuck was
crazy.
I watching?
That's insane. People at home, you have to look this up. It's
It's unnerving. Yeah, I don't like it.
And it was one of my like dad's favorite movies. It came out in like 92 or something. Like it
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
that long ago, but my dad's like, "Oh my god, this movie is so
I'm just
good." He's
thinking,
like,
like-
"You got to sit down and watch this with me." I'm like, "Oh my god."
every Halloween, people dress up as pretty iconic characters of the year. A lot of the times, right?
Sure.
You know, when Suicide Squad came out, everyone was Harley Quinn.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
whatever.
that was a great year.
Great year.
That was awesome.
Great year for clown costumes.
Rip.
But I'm thinking like the year the what movie is that from?
The Witches.
The Witches.
Yeah.
And then everyone dressing up as the Grand High Witch.
That's horrifying.
That is not sexy.
I don't like that.
I think we were
can't
lucky.
make that
Sexy Grand High Witch. Yeah. Oh, God.
I think we were lucky in the fact that would have taken a lot of like prosthetics to make happen that we
Oh.
didn't actually get to see too many of those.
Thank
which is-
God.
yeah.
Although if you can make sexy Grand High Witch, I dare you. You know what? I will send you a $10 coupon for more podcast listening.
If you've got a sexy Dumbledore, yeah, send it.
Oh,
Sexy
yes,
Dumbledore.
please.
Oh yeah.
That's just a regular Dumbledore.
That's true. Hey, it's Jude Law, so
Yeah, that's not
there you
bad.
go.
Okay. This is really tough. Should we maybe make it a little bit easier, and maybe go like a guarantee on the top 5? Not necessarily a position, but maybe a guarantee on the top 5 to at least try to whittle this down a little bit.
Okay.
I think Dumbledore
try.
and Gandalf to me
Yes.
would be guaranteed.
We'll give that the double star, if you will, or triple star.
right.
How many stars you want to give it? Doesn't matter.
8 stars.
And I think everything else has to be in contention, at least for now.
Everything else has to be in contention. Absolutely. So yeah. Okay. So we got Dumbledore and Gandalf at least somewhere in the top 5.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. And then and there's only 3 more spots. So
Jesus, that is. Why'd
you make your podcast so hard?
well,
Because it makes us.
yeah. Thank
So
you. I was like, "Are you gonna finish that?" Makes us
was hoping.
flaccid. Let's see here. I can let Loki go.
You can let Loki go.
Okay.
I can
Okay.
like Loki go if you guys want. Like, I don't know. He's the thing is like he is very powerful, but we already have a Marvel character in the running here, and even though Loki is very iconic and he has lots of cool powers and whatever like that, I do think Doctor Strange is overall a better sorcerer.
I remember because Doctor Strange is on my list too, and there's a quote from like Eternity in like the Marvel universe, and it says like Doctor
Sneaky.
Doctor Strange is the most powerful wizard in the cosmos, and he's more powerful than any being we have yet to encounter.
Can he decimate a planet?
Yeah,
Probably.
So, like he can decimate a dimension. So
Can we go ahead and double star Doctor Strange then?
Double star.
Double star. I will say let's cut Loki,
let's cut Loki. I'm
Yep.
not ready to double star it though.
Okay.
but I'm still down. Yeah, we can.
Can we double
I think
star
it's-
that one? I think we should double star it.
I don't think yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
We're not
Okay.
going yet. Okay.
All right. All right.
Not yet.
Alright.
Not yet. I think it'll happen, but let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Can Doctor Strange turn people's face into Tom Cruise? That's very important to me.
I'm sure. Yeah.
I think he could do it better than that. Actually.
Better
Yeah,
fix the
better.
tooth
Yeah.
problem.
You do it, yeah.
Just straighten that
Breathe it in.
face.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about
Let's talk about Mickey.
Mickey
I do
Right,
feel like
yeah.
it's kind of nagging thing here a little bit.
and Merlin. To be honest,
Well,
let's talk about him
hold
too.
on, because as much as I love my nominations, Sabrina, while she has a lasting power, I mean, I did bring up earlier, she is considered a half witch.
Yeah, but so.
She's a mudblood.
So, yeah.
So yeah, right. Because if we would like, if someone nominated Hermione, for example,
Mm-hmm.
would she be less of a witch because she's half, right?
No, she was born to Muggle
She's-
Oh, she's
parents.
yeah. That's even worse.
Well, I think that's more impressive.
Yeah.
It's
Being
more impressive, but
Born to non-magic folk and then being as wonderful as she is.
I think the use of like, if we're looking again just at your nominations right now, Shannon, Sabrina, and Matilda, I do think Matilda is more impressive.
I think Matilda will probably make the list.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Really? Okay.
I love the Sabrina nom. I really do, and I like the
But you're
arguments for it,
liking Sabrina over Matilda, or
Well,
just
You're
Okay,
liking
like-
the lasting power, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I love Matilda. Like, I love that movie. That's such a fantastic movie. But until really you brought it up, I actually kind of forgot about the whole magical powers of Matilda. I thought I
Right.
remembered more the other aspects of that movie over the magic powers of that movie. Like,
right.
this is coming from someone who loves that movie.
Laura
you
just
know?
walked by and nodded her head.
Oh wow,
She has opinions.
That's
No, she doesn't have opinions. Laura's lurking in the pod cavern, everyone. Lurker.
okay. So if Laura agrees with Dan, we know.
I don't know if she agrees with Dan. I think she has a neck problem.
Gotta get that checked out.
I love you. Okay, so
So
Okay,
Dan,
anyway.
okay.
we can't let the outside
Influencers.
influence us.
The listeners are always wrong.
We did determine that already.
yeah, right.
Okay. Well, now I'm confused.
Okay, let's hold off on maybe
Okay,
that
yeah.
debate. Because you said you wanted to bring up not only Mickey but Merlin.
Right.
Both of-
I
I like Merlin a lot,
I really like. Merlin
I think
being
Merlin's
in
a
the top five.
classic.
Yeah,
It is
Yeah.
a classic.
and it seems crazy not to have him on the list.
he is.
I agree.
He is. I don't like. He's kind of like the first wizard. Maybe he's not, but I kind of think of him as that. You know, so that's
yeah,
gonna be
I
my,
also like. There's so many incarnations of Merlin out there, like in Disney, in comics.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a
Especially-
TV show called Merlin. He has a series.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I saw,
that's right.
it's terrible though.
Oh, is it?
It's really bad.
Oh no.
It's no damn good.
Yeah.
Is that the one with Sam Neill?
I don't know what it like. I saw 3 episodes and I was like, man, for a show about magic, you really think they'd up the like magic and like production of how the magic looks like. It looks like soap
shit.
opera type like
Ooh.
production.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
That's real unfortunate.
Yeah.
But regardless, there's a show about him.
He gets his own TV show, so yeah. I like him a lot.
Are we starring then Merlin to be somewhere at least in the top 5 then? Can we maybe whittle that down?
Dan is biting his lip, and I don't know if it's sexily.
I don't know.
It's definitely sexily.
I mean, it was pretty hot from this side of the table, so
I mean, like,
Don't make me fight you, Dan.
No, I totally agree with you in the sense of like, I feel like every like when we think of what does a wizard look like? If someone had 2 seconds to think of it, they think of like a long gray robe with like a long beard and like a little hat, like that kind of, and like that all I feel comes from Merlin.
absolutely.
But yeah,
But-
I still don't get excited about it for some reason. Like I
See,
feel like
I
these other
see
characters
what you
are more
mean. I
fun
can see
for
that.
somehow.
See, I get and I get that. That makes sense. But I get excited for Merlin because of the legend of it. You know, he's this very mythical being. You know, he, again, like I said, I think when I nominated him, there are stories written where he's purported to have been real, and people still believe that was a real person, that his body is buried somewhere. And to me, that's kind of like a fascinating, exciting thought. Like this,
Yeah, it transcends fiction.
Okay.
it transcends
Yeah,
fiction a
okay.
little
Agreed,
bit. Like,
yeah.
Yeah.
You're
I'm-
appealing
I'm-
to the conspiracy theorist in me,
yeah,
so
well, and
like,
I'm
I can buy that.
and I'm not saying he was a wizard.
All right, I'll take your stupid pamphlet. Just go.
Like, I'm not saying he was
off
an
my
actual wizard in real life, but I like the idea that that's kind of been thought of is really kind of interesting to me, and that I think lends to his lasting power alongside all the other stuff.
Right. If we're talking lasting power with Sabrina, well, Merlin's got the craziest lasting power
the
of it
upper
all.
hand.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the
Well, you
only
said like the
criteria, but it's
100?
definitely
to be
Yeah.
considered.
definitely to be considered. And Dan, I get you too. When I think of Merlin, he doesn't tickle my fancy. Doesn't tickle my ribs. Yeah. But I do like, he's one of the first wizards I thought of as well.
Right,
So that
yeah.
must mean something.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I think we should.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got my vote for a double star then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
All
my
right. Wow,
goodness.
holy shit, look
Holy
at-
shit, guys. So we have Dumbledore, Merlin, Gandalf.
They are in the top 5. So that's somewhere.
Somewhere. Yeah.
And you know what? Out of all we have left, I would take Strange too.
Thank you.
I'm fully on board
I'm
with
fully
that.
I'm fully on
Strange.
board with Strange. Yeah.
And that means we have one person left. So we really have to fight it off with Mickey Mouse, Sabrina, and Matilda. And with that,
Let's look. I'm conceding defeat, not even defeat, with Mickey. Like I'd say I'm okay to get rid of Mickey. For all, I think the reasons why Mickey is on this list are very similar to the reasons why Sabrina is on the list. You know, his lasting power, his lasting influence. It's this kind of whimsical and fun sort of thing, but I think Sabrina brings a little bit more of the fun aspect to it.
I don't know if that's, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
I
think-
really
yeah,
like
I'd
Mickey.
counter you on that.
But
Yeah, I mean, when you think of fun, you think of Disney World.
I mean, that's true too.
they have a kick-ass Fantasia fireworks.
They do, yeah. It's
show.
pretty legit.
And so the original Fantasia, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was like 3 individual kind of stories in that Fantasia movie.
God, I don't
Yeah,
remember.
I think
I don't know. I only remember
Okay, well, we might have to look into it, but they did a Fantasia 2000, so it was like
Yeah.
a sequel to Fantasia,
Right.
and Apprentice Mickey was the only one to carry over to that movie. So the other 2 stories they told in Fantasia didn't carry on into Fantasia 2000.
What did they do? What did he do in Fantasia 2000?
I don't know. I just
Did
know
he make
that
brooms
fact.
come back to life? Because he
Probably.
doesn't fucking learn.
You looked so content going, I don't know. You're like, doesn't even matter.
You fuckers look into it.
Just
See
Google
what you
that
pull
shit.
the plug people do. Make everyone swear on the podcast. This is a PG show. No, it's not. But
Whoops.
These
okay.
final 3, then. This is kind of
This is tough.
It is tough.
You know what? I'm not sure. I'm really not sure.
I don't want to have the female influence just for the sake of having female
I know.
influence.
I would
me
agree
neither.
with that.
Yeah.
I agree with
let's
that
not,
too.
Let's not do
It's hard
that.
not to.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I do like these female
Yeah, like
nominations.
they're not. They're,
I mean-
and that's also to be said. They're not there just for that.
Right.
I think that needs to be said because
Yeah, it goes without saying.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
some
yeah.
really impressive like female sorcerers and wizards and witches and whatnot, right?
Yeah.
But we're talking about like the top 5, like what are the 5 that would come to most people's minds, right?
Yeah.
Or our minds.
Or
in
at least our
particular.
minds, yeah.
I think of these 3, Matilda's the only one that's actually like good at her magic. I mean, Mickey being the apprentice who kind of is screwing things up. Sabrina fails her first like witch's license test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like she's constantly learning. At 16, Matilda's like, I'm not good with ages. I don't know. What is she? 2? 5?
She's
7?
definitely not 2.
She's in there
She's like
somewhere.
30.
She's
No, I'm
like
just kidding. I don't know.
5, 6 maybe. And she's
8 to
She-
12.
8 to 12.
I can get behind this. See, this part of it I can get
Yeah, this
behind
makes
for
sense,
sure.
yeah.
Like when you're like, okay, well, let's compare their actual magical skill. Well,
Yeah,
Well,
like-
yeah, you're right. So like when I'm thinking about the movie, she
hones
does
her
it, right?
magic
Yeah,
pretty
exactly.
quickly, and like even her practicing where she's like staring at stuff and it's slowly moving, like the next scene she's got it kind of thing. That and at such a young age, like Sabrina's 16, gets her magical powers, and then by 18 still barely has it down pat.
That's a really good argument for Matilda.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like it shows dedication, it shows actual power.
Yeah.
That's a really
I
good
have
argument.
nothing to counter. That is good.
That is pretty
Matilda
good.
has her own musical, guys.
Yeah.
That's
There's
all
that. But at the same time, Matilda, like the incarnations of Matilda, book, movie, musical. Is that it for Matilda?
I guess.
Yeah. There's
I
probably
mean
a
that's
comic.
great. I
Probably
say,
a video game out there.
Mat-
Probably an iOS game that you gotta pay a freemium package for.
Get the gems.
Get the gems.
get past Miss Trunchbull.
Yeah, I can get on board with that. I think.
I'm inclined to say Matilda here.
Out of the 3,
Out of these 3, I do think
I
that-
can see
your
at
argu-
least Sabrina leaving at
yeah,
this point.
your argument there makes Sabrina go away to
So you're
me.
saying keep Mickey still in the mix, but Sabrina
Potentially.
out.
I
So-
think so.
Yeah, I think so.
So we're saying, okay, Mickey's a stronger contender than
Sabrina.
Than Sabrina. Okay.
And then it's Matilda versus Mickey, although it sounds like Justin, Shannon, you're pretty set on Matilda here, is what we're seeing.
Based on that one argument that I just put out,
Right.
Okay, so let's get rid of Sabrina. We're done?
I'd say so.
Sabrina?
Yeah.
okay.
So
Okay.
then looking at sort of the
All right.
the iconic side of things, Mickey to me has that staying power with people around the world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's yeah.
So
he's
that's a
so-
tough one. But
fun.
does staying power, when we're putting together a list of the best wizards and witches and warlocks or whatever, he's not
We're not saying
magical
best, though.
ability.
We never
Yeah.
said best. We just
Okay.
said top 5.
Yeah,
Okay,
so it
so
doesn't have
top
to be the
5.
best at his craft. Not at all.
Yeah, and that's where I don't know, when I think of wizards and witches, I don't know, I want them to be good. If I'm going to put them in a category of top 5, regardless of what we perceive top to be.
But it's also their ability to last. I mean, we keep saying that, but their lasting power and their ability to inspire and their ability to like do good or entertain or whatever it might be.
And also how recognizable they are as an actual wizard.
And if we look at that, I think Mickey's got to be
The one?
the one.
So we're saying Mickey over Matilda then.
Well, that's what Shannon's saying.
That's what
I
Shannon's
think
saying.
I want to side with that too, actually.
Any counter rebuttals here?
I think my only counter is the fact that Matilda's actually good at magic.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
I do think that counts for like I know we're not talking about top 5 most powerful or whatever, but that does count for something.
It
Like
just-
to
it-
be an actual like Mickey's not a wizard.
It
Mickey
feels
is
a
somebody
little-
wearing a hat.
Feels
Okay.
a little wrong to put a bad apprentice on the list.
It a little bit, but let me put this out.
Okay.
Okay. Out of everyone in the table here, does anyone know what Matilda wears?
Yeah, she wears like a school outfit.
Little school
Yeah,
outfit.
she's
The
got a
school
little
outfit?
dress.
Yeah.
But could you describe like the color of it? Could you describe it like
think
there's
it's
a
like-
very clear visual that
yeah,
comes to
it's
your
gray
mind?
with her like a little school outfit, like a school uniform.
Yep.
Are you sure?
Yeah, she's
Yes,
got like a
100%.
red bow in her hair.
The red bow. yeah.
100%.
Is that stronger than what you would think of with Mickey?
Well, it's not top 5 costumes.
I know, but I know, but I'm just saying like that visual of that wizard. You know,
I see what you mean.
I'm
Yeah.
glad you bring that up though,
Yeah.
because when they were advertising the Matilda musical, I remember driving by a billboard and seeing the billboard, and it was just like a silhouette,
It was a silhouette.
and you just see her like kind of costume-esque sort of thing, and you without seeing the word Matilda, I knew that was Matilda,
Oh, interesting.
and
Oh, okay.
that's iconic right there, right?
Yeah.
You
And
know what she looks like.
when you see like the silhouette of like Mickey, like the ears, that's what you think of Mickey. You don't necessarily think of the wizard's hat per se, But then you go to fucking Disney World and that's all you see is the goddamn hat.
I'm completely on the fence right now.
I know.
Because I mean,
This
like I couldn't imagine what Matilda really looks like. I mean, she looks like this. She doesn't wear this gray outfit that you guys are talking about.
That's in the movie, eh?
That's in the movie,
A little dress, yeah.
right? It's a little blue dress.
I'm thinking.
So we're already confused about what she looks like. But all of us could
And
say that
the
Mickey
red
wears
bow
a red
and-
gown with a blue hat, right?
You're just talking.
She's
Are we
always-
going back to the iconic
A little bit, yeah.
kind
yeah.
of argument here?
But she's always in a dress. Well, no, I think she does wear overalls at one point, but she's always in a dress and she always has a bow in her hair.
I don't know how
It's tough. It is a
we
tough
might
one.
have to take it at this a different angle because we all know they're iconic in their own way. Although I think in the end of the day, I think Mickey's he's more iconic. I think the Matilda
Absolutely.
for
Yeah,
sure,
I'd
right?
say so.
Then
Like, yeah.
it goes back to being the magic thing where Matilda is more skillful than Mickey. So
Yeah.
where do we land on this? It's completely hard. I guess how it makes us feel,
Yeah.
like off the get go.
Matilda's a little more hopeful.
Fantasia, like you had alluded to earlier, scared me as a kid.
I was legitimate. I haven't watched that for a long
I
time.
think I was pretty terrified of Yen Sid, I think.
Yeah.
That guy has really strong eyebrows.
Oh, like,
But like it's maybe not a
Nothing
bad
worse than that.
it's maybe not a bad thing to be fearful of magic though.
Yeah, don't
Yeah.
fuck with magic, guys.
Right.
It's scary.
he's scary.
Then you end up like Chris Angel.
Mind freak.
You don't want to.
You've been freaked.
You've been freaked by the mind freak, Chris Angel. The Gandalf of our time.
He really is.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm
he
gonna
is.
throw up.
Get the freak out.
All right. How about we put it up to a vote at
wanna
this
do a
point?
vote?
Because
Because we do have a tiebreaker.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
here we go. What do you think, Shannon?
Come on, Chan.
If you had to pick.
If you had to pick, it's tough.
And if
because
this doesn't work, because I'm putting you on the spot, and I understand.
all right. Well, Dan, what's your opinion?
Mickey.
Yours is Mickey.
I'll say
Okay.
Mickey.
So one for Mickey.
I'm so
Tuong, do you
on
have
the
an opinion?
fence.
I always have opinions.
Yes, and it is.
I think. I think it's Mickey.
You think it's Mickey? All right.
I think I have to say Matilda. I think the
You say Matilda?
I think the magic wins over for me.
You're saying Matilda, aren't you?
I'm saying Matilda.
Fuck! This does not work.
no.
This does not work.
Well, look, we have 4 people. What did you
Oh.
expect?
Well, I guess we
Laura
can't bring Laura
can't.
in.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
she can't. She's an outside opinion. I know she already shook her head,
Ugh.
but we all know she has a neck problem.
Right.
Yeah, let's pose it. Yeah, it's a good pose. Thank you. Thank you.
Very good.
So the pose that Laura did was a Matilda pose, obviously, here. So she's siding with Matilda.
Simon.
But she doesn't count.
She doesn't count. She doesn't, you don't count.
You count in life.
You count in life.
It's not-
That's
God, I'm really digging
that's
the hole.
good to reiterate though.
You are important as a human.
But I don't know. When we're talking about witches and wizards, I feel like magic has to win over.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
fine with that.
you're right. And without the hat, Mickey is just
Mickey,
an apprentice.
he's just a mouse.
He's nothing.
Yeah, you're right. He doesn't have much going for his own spells and stuff like that. 'cause
And
it's-
immediately it starts fucking up on him.
which is entertaining.
It's entertaining, but it doesn't. It's points. It's a decrease in points for him.
Yeah.
As a brand, Disney wins. But
right.
as a witch or a wizard, I think he falls short.
Can I still ask a question about this though?
Sure.
Okay. Does Matilda's powers ever extend beyond anything that could just be described as telekinesis? And if not, is telekinesis still considered just to be
Can
magic
you
or
do
is it something else?
telekinesis?
I know, but it's you know what I mean. Like it's is it a magical power or is that a
Yeah.
just a power?
Does she make things like appear like out of thin air or?
She moves things,
She
right?
moves
Yeah,
things.
I know. I'm trying to think back.
Well,
she
what-
like flies a carrot through the air. She makes a kid fly. She
trying to
Is that going to be
Okay.
enough to qualify that as magic for everybody, or is that?
Well, she's definitely a witch. Like, there's no
Yeah.
question about it. This is tough because you're putting me on the spot. I'm trying to do some quick
some
research
quick
here.
Googling.
No, I know.
I mean, I'm looking at this. Like, some of her like powers are her. She's able to do. And now this might just be Asperger's, but she's able to do. That's not a slight. She can do complex multiplication in her head almost immediately. She's able to. And again, she's a 6.5-year-old girl, by the way. She can read Moby Dick. She understands morality better than her school's headmistress and her neglectful parents, and she also has telekinetic powers. So if we're talking powers, it seems she just has telekinesis.
This one says she has precociousness as well.
Oh, what's precociousness?
What's that?
I think it's like attitude, isn't it?
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
She has a little sass to her.
Oh,
And that's her power, Dan.
Little sassy.
I'm fine with her having the power of telekinesis. That's impressive.
Okay. All right.
That's fine.
So you all are saying Matilda then, right? You all switch your votes?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to Matilda.
I can
think
accept
so.
that.
I
That's
think
still a
so.
good win.
I
Yeah,
think
it's still
so.
a good no.
Oh boy.
We're definitely not upset to have Matilda in the top
No,
5.
no.
We're not upset.
I'm not.
I'm sad to see Mickey go. Strong 6.
Strong 6.
Just like
Yeah.
everybody else
Yeah,
is a
yeah.
6.
It's everyone. Yeah, it's top 5, and then everyone else is a 6.
That's
for
right.
sure on this list.
5 has to be Matilda, right?
5 has to be Matilda.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because.
Oh yeah, we still have to do that.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
I think this will be a cakewalk.
this will be a little bit easier.
So
I
we
think
have
so.
Dumbledore, Gandalf, Merlin, Mickey. No, not Mickey. Sorry, Doctor Strange to go.
I think for our group, we would maybe say Merlin at number 5.
Number 5.
No, I
Oh,
was
at
thinking
number
Matilda.
5.
I was thinking Matilda at number 5.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I would said
Merlin 4. I would
That's
say.
what I meant, the next one.
Merlin 4. I would say. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that.
He's kind of there for respect, I feel.
You know, yeah, exactly.
Mad respect.
Yeah.
We respect him. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's good.
I would say Doctor Strange is number 3.
I would personally agree.
I would
I want-
maybe not.
I would
Okay.
say, yeah, I'm on a maybe.
I'm on a
that
maybe
too,
not.
yeah.
I'm only on a maybe
Yeah.
not because I know who my number 1 is and everyone knows who it is. But
Is it my number 1?
yes,
Yes, it is.
but
And I would flip.
Yeah, I know you would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
so I guess all 3 I can flip-ish. Like Doctor Strange would never go number 1 for me.
No, he
on
wouldn't
this
be number
list.
I
1.
agree.
But I can see him being number freaking 2. That's for goddamn
Yeah, me
sure.
too, actually, yeah. Yeah.
So that's where I'm kind of on the impasse. And I'll
Yeah.
say it's Dumbledore versus Doctor Strange in my mind.
Me too. Yeah.
For number 3?
2 and 3.
2 and
It's
3.
One of those.
For me, Gandalf
Yeah,
is
yeah,
number
yeah.
1.
Yes.
And
Well,
for me, Dumbledore is number 1.
I think in a head-on
So
head
for me
battle,
too,
though,
yeah.
Gandalf is killing Dumbledore.
I don't know about that.
I don't. He's got
Dumbledore has kindness.
Gandalf has like terrifying elven mystical magic. Like,
But Dumbledore is also capable of some shady shit.
well, yeah, but Gandalf destroyed a Balrog.
It's pretty, yeah.
Like-
Say it.
Whoa!
Okay, that is not the line from
Shall not pass.
There
And
you
he
go,
just
that's
fucking
good.
does this. Come on.
Yeah, it's good. That's good.
I've like
That was well delivered.
if you look at
we
was
finally
impressive.
got the.
finally got it.
at
Impression.
impressiveness, to me, Gandalf wins out.
Should we bring back Ganondorf?
Yeah, we should. We should.
back?
I can't speak.
Okay,
I would only be comfortable putting Gandalf number 1
if Dumbledore
if
was number
Dumbledore
2.
was number 2. Like 1.5.
And I think my dream list would be like Dumbledore number 1, Doctor Strange number 2,
Oh,
Gandalf number 3. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Dan,
Nice.
you
Yeah.
freaking monkey wrench here.
It's just because I've only really seen Lord of the Rings one time.
I don't.
Yeah.
How are you, my friend?
And I watched the extended cut, and it almost killed me.
Did it?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
Justin
yeah.
and I are going to do a freaking marathon
Yeah.
and stream it because we're
stream it.
idiots.
yeah.
And it's
I
just going to
would
be a
die.
stream of us. We haven't figured this out. I think it's going to be a stream of us and no video.
Yeah. No, it's gonna be good. I'm looking forward to it.
Damn, that's hard. That's hard.
That's my dream list there.
Wow.
Yeah.
So sorry, yours was Dumbledore number 1.
Dumbledore 1.
Yours is Dumbledore
Doc-
number 1.
Doctor
Yeah.
Strange 2,
and ours is
Gandalf,
Gandalf
3.
number
Yeah.
1.
So what's your number 2?
My, I would probably say Dumbledore
Really?
personally.
So I can flip. So I think Strange
Oh, yeah,
is fine.
flippity-floppity.
Yeah, flippity-flop- I think Strange is fine at 3.
It kind of
Okay.
like
Just because like it was not anyone's
1 or 2.
one. It was your
Or it was
2.
one.
It was
your
my
two.
2.
and it was my
yeah.
2 as well, but it was nobody's
Nobody's one.
1. And it's your 1 is Dumbledore.
Yeah.
And,
And then
you?
I would go Gandalf.
Yeah,
And then
so-
Strange.
Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like that's the way it's going to go.
It's
And I
gonna
can
go like
accept
that.
it.
I can accept
it.
I
We're
think
gonna
Doctor.
beat you
I
down.
probably won't, I
We'll
won't
be here all
fight too
night.
hard,
We'll
to
be
be
here all-
honest with
I
you.
think Doctor Strange is overall the most powerful of all of these wizards. 1000% he's the most powerful.
with his dimensional travel, Shannon.
Because
Yeah.
comics in general, they make you super strong and ridiculous. Like Gandalf is strong, Dumbledore is strong, but like
Yeah, no one's arguing
yeah.
against
the
this.
Sorcerer Supreme can do
Again,
fucking
this isn't a
crazy
whole
shit.
like a battle of who's the strongest.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like lasting power. You know,
I'm just saying you put
iconicism. And
We're not putting them
whatnot.
in at a physical arena. 'Cause
Yeah.
Strange will.
That's fair.
I have Agamotto or whatever.
Whatever
you wanna call
it
it.
doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
yeah. I don't know anymore. I'm so tired.
Dan is checked out.
Yeah,
All this
I'm
Matilda
done.
talk.
I'm
Dan's-
done.
Dan's
Thank you,
sick
Growers
again.
Cider. Yeah.
Sponsor of this podcast, really. So 1 and 2. I'm Gandalf.
I'm Gandalf.
Fine. Yeah, Gandalf. I'll do one.
Can we just?
Shannon's defeated.
He's been around longer.
Okay, Shannon, say
they're both book
say your
wizards.
thing. Say your
no,
thing.
yeah,
Say your
yeah,
thing.
Say your thing. No, legitimately, say your thing.
Do it.
I
do it.
nominated Dumbledore. I agree with you. He's kick-ass.
Dumbledore is still my number one. And
Why though? Is because you love the Harry Potter books, and
Yes.
again, I love the Lord of the Rings books. Like that's again, but
I
setting
just
that aside.
think the journey that, like, to me, Gandalf disappears for such huge chunks of time, where Dumbledore only disappears from the series to find the Horcruxes. That you know he is off on these battles, and like everything in that series relies.
I'm already calling shenanigans
On
in your
Dumbledore.
argument. Because, and again, this is not a slight against you, but it is your lack of knowledge.
Oh
You are dumb.
Because you haven't read all the books. Like he is during this entire thing, Gandalf is solving problems. He's finding shit. He's
But you
defeating
only-
shit. Doesn't matter if
You only
if you're-
know that if you read the fucking encyclopedia.
No, you don't.
of-
If you pay attention to the whole thing, which you clearly don't.
Oh boy.
I
I feel like I'm in counselor's therapy right now.
He is a constant player in the game, essentially. That's
And
I
he shows
kind
up.
of see that as well, even from just like seeing some of the movies and like watching The Hobbit and stuff. There's like times where there's
I was
times
scared.
I was too. I thought she fell over.
Someone get a wizard in here.
But yeah, I feel like there's like times where like there's like the main storyline going on. It's like, and he's just like, I've got to go, and he's off doing some sort of thing, like it's related to the main task, but like he doesn't want to like he doesn't want to put that burden on the rest of the group or something. He just kind of takes it alone.
And if you read the books, which is where I am gathering the support for the nomination, like yes, the movies and stuff, but if you look at him in the books, you know full well, because he tells you, because he likes to brag a little, everything that he's done, and you know that he's been working for the past millennia.
And he just shows up the moment where he needs to be. What's that line? A wizard shows up exactly when he needs to like show up on time. It's something like that.
Yeah.
But the thing with Gandalf, I find, is that he's a wiser wizard than Dumbledore. And Dumbledore is wise as shit. He does impart knowledge mostly to Harry because he does. He's
a little favoritism.
He's a
And
favoritist.
Snape.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but he doesn't really show the same like love to others. I find like he's a nice guy, but he's definitely a favoritist to Harry.
Oh yeah, agreed.
To the three.
Yeah.
To the three.
yeah.
To the three. Yeah,
But
for sure.
Snape was in on the
Yes. In on the thing.
sacrifice secret.
Snape was a sad little emo boy. We all know.
Well,
Yeah,
and I think
Snape
the
killed Dumbledore.
sacrifice needs to be said as well, that Dumbledore sacrificed his own life for the rest of the wizarding world to survive, essentially.
Gandalf did the same
you
thing.
shall not pass. Fall down hole. And then he's so powerful and deemed so important that the gods bring him back because they're like, we need you. That's how important Gandalf is.
Here is a white robe.
Do you see Dumbledore? You're so dirty.
All right, well, if there's a fucking robe, then you won me over with the robe.
Thank you. I'm really good with my arguments.
Beautiful.
No, I don't want to take away from Dumbledore. Dumbledore is really awesome.
Yeah,
I think
He's a strong
what I like
two.
about him is they show him how flawed he is as well as a human, because he is still just a human. So there is parts that you learn about his past in future books where you're like, oh, maybe Dumbledore wasn't as great as we thought. But I think that just makes his characters more nuanced.
Yeah.
So I think
He
was
has
way
to-
more interesting.
He has
at
to make
the
a
end
lot
of the day.
more difficult choices.
Exactly.
100%.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
a really different past too, because we see him as like a wise wizard who is
Right.
really kind, but turns out he's kind of dick,
Yeah.
like growing up and stuff like that.
Was part of that also the actor change in the movie? Would you feel?
No, like, literally in the books.
No,
they,
just
they
in
do
the
that.
books?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
What's your name in the God of the Family?
no,
That was
when
great.
They, when they did the actor,
I love that.
yeah, when they did the actor change, obviously because of unforeseen circumstances.
Yeah.
The future Dumbledore was like more. He played it more like a stoner. I felt
The original or the newer?
the
one?
newer one. He was just kind of like
Oh,
it was.
interesting.
No, I would say the exact
Really?
Yeah,
opposite.
I
yeah.
would agree with that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Eh.
I don't know. I thought it was a blessing that the dude died.
Wow.
Wow, that's
You would
harsh.
never say that about Gandalf.
Yeah,
because
you never,
Ian McKellen is fucking Magneto.
wow.
Just the original dude. I mean, I don't know.
I preferred the second one actually.
so did I.
Yeah,
I mean,
I did too.
yeah.
And first dude was he was way too old.
He was more soft spoken, whereas like
Yeah.
Whoever the casting director is for that was just like you've got to know this guy's gonna fucking die.
Yeah.
Before movie 3. And boom.
Well, they're probably like, we can find another old person.
Yeah.
We
There's
can Doctor Who
so
this.
many old people.
All right, we have our list. We finally did it. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
That was quite.
Did we
Quite the battle.
Did we exceed the runtime?
No, definitely not. Maybe, I don't know. At number 5, we had Matilda. Number 4, Merlin. Number 3, Doctor Strange. Number 2, Dumbledore. And number 1, Gandalf. Yeah, young hobbits. Yeah, get over here, you hobbits.
He arrives precisely when he needs to.
No, that's the line. That's the line.
Yeah,
I think it's a good list.
that's a pretty.
I think that's a pretty
I'm
solid
really
list.
happy
I'm
with
pretty
that.
happy with this too.
Yeah.
All right, let's quickly go through
Yeah,
honorable
yeah,
mentions here. Just list them off.
Here we go.
I will do what we've been doing lately is just doing, because I don't want to take all the nominations on my own. We'll just do a quick round table. Just list them off, okay?
Sure, yeah.
Elphaba from Wicked.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I had Nicholas Flamel.
Nice.
So he's from Harry Potter, but he was actually known to be like an actual real alchemist.
Cool.
And stuff. So he's kind of based on a real person.
Nice
Kind of
poll.
neat. Yeah.
I had Willow Rosenberg from Buffy.
Nice. Yeah.
Nice.
She ripped a dude's skin off. That's pretty awesome.
Pretty evil at that one season.
Glinda the Good Witch, Wizard of
Ooh,
Oz.
very
There you
good.
go. Yeah.
Oh,
Maleficent.
good.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
I had Jadis, the White Witch from Narnia.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
I
books.
had Zatanna from DC Comics.
Oh, that's a good
Heck
one
yeah.
too. Dem tights.
Scarlet
Fishnet.
Witch.
Fishnets.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that's
I was going
very
to nominate that one too. She has a crazy good storyline.
Yeah.
House of M. Jafar.
Oh,
Yeah,
Nice. I
Jafar.
totally didn't even think of
Jafar. Let's go.
Tim the Enchanter from Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Nice. Very nice.
That's good.
I had Ursula from The Little Mermaid.
Yes.
Good one,
Very,
too.
that's a good one. The Three Witches from Shakespeare's Macbeth.
Oh, yeah, that's really good.
Solid.
I have Raven from DC Comics.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Raven. Crimson King from Dark Tower, Stephen King series.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, yeah. I had the Necromancer from Diablo. Literally just
Yeah,
called
yeah, yeah.
the Necromancer. Yeah.
I love it. Yes.
Ooh, that's frightening. The Fairy Godmothers, Flora, Fauna, and Merryweather from Sleeping Beauty.
Okay. Wow. Donald Duck in Kingdom Hearts. he's a wizard.
That's true. That's very true.
This was my final one. The Washington Wizards of the NBA.
I would have taken that. I would have taken that. I would have
That's
taken that.
fantastic.
You should
I
have-
really wish you would have
you
like
should have
done
done that.
one. That
Did you
would've been
just
awesome.
Google wizard and then that was the first thing that came up?
I mean, that might have happened.
And the one I was gonna say, potentially instead of the Grand High Witch, which is just Hermione.
Yeah.
Hermione's
Yeah.
a valid
Hermione,
one.
yeah.
She's good.
Absolutely.
She's
Yeah.
awesome.
She was
make an
actually also in my honorable
It was her
mentions.
Albus, you know, but
Yeah.
Albus Dumbledore.
I like that.
Okay, it's hard.
My final one, also a childhood favorite of mine, the Halloween Town series. Anyone else see those?
No.
Anyway, Debbie Reynolds plays like the grandmother in this series. And she's like the best witch of them all. And anyway, that was my final nom.
That's pretty good.
That's good. I have quite a bit, so I'll just go through them quick.
Yeah.
I'll say the mages in Final Fantasy, a bunch of World of Warcraft characters. I won't get into them. Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat, Bayonetta. What else do we
Oh,
have?
Bayonetta's a good one. Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
Dr. Fate from DC Comics.
Oh, that's
Kamek.
a
Oh
good
yeah.
Kamek from Super Mario. He's that Koopa wizard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Shazam is a wizard.
Amazing.
Let's see. Melisandre from Game of Thrones. She's
Yes,
a witch.
yeah.
I have some good ones here. Rafiki. He's
Considered a wizard.
he's a witch doctor.
He's a witch
Oh,
doctor.
okay.
I do
was gonna say
like
he's like a
that.
shaman or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I would
good
count
one.
him.
Yeah, that's
I said Patty and Selma in that one Halloween,
Halloween
special. Yeah, when they're witches. And they're like, you always say we need more Eye of Newt.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's great.
And my sleeper was Wizard Whitebeard from Where's Waldo. So it's
Oh my god, I remember
that guy, Waldo's friend.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so
Fantastic.
Yeah, we did it, guys. We ranked some
Yay.
wizards and witches and sorcerers and all that stuff. The greatest trick of them all is we're still friends, I think.
Are we?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think so.
I don't know.
When I came here, I didn't really think you guys were my friends.
And you still don't.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Well, let's go into plugs. Justin, you have some things to plug. Thank you for being on the show.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Of course.
Shannon and I, we do a podcast every week, which we're going to go record after this.
Oh, my
and
God.
We'll be super duper tired. It's called Pull the Plug, where we talk about acoustic music and nonsensical stories, and we do fun quizzes, and it's a good time.
It
Yeah.
is a good time.
Thank
Give it
you.
a look. Give it a shout out if you hear it.
Speaking of shoutouts, I do have to thank you because you're doing your talking tongue,
Yeah.
and you gave us a shout out on that. I appreciate that. So that
You're
was
of course.
that was really awesome. So yeah, you can follow along with all these shenanigans. Our website is ptppodcast.com. We also do some Let's Plays of some games that
Hell
we're
yeah.
not good at. Dan's been part of that. That's been really fun.
Yep.
And it has led to a lot of poopy pants because the games are scary.
Oh my
Yeah, we
God.
gotta quit with the scary games.
So we gotta stop that.
Well, Justin Godelie, everyone. And, Pull the Plug can always plug the Pod Cavern at any time.
we do.
we do.
They plug our hole.
Oh my god.
Dan, you seem
Num, num, num,
embarrassed over there.
No, I'm not.
You're not.
I'm just pretending. I'm never. Nothing really.
You're so
embarrasses me.
precocious.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know if that's the right term for this. Dan, tell me, do you have anything to plug? Obviously, you're part of Pull the Plug as
Yeah.
well. But you do your own stuff, or do you have any shows
A
you
little
want to
bit.
watch? Or
Yeah, so you can find me on YouTube. You search for Defo Games on YouTube, and you'll find some funny videos, music videos related to gaming, and then also a little bit of instructional videos with gaming as well. But then on top of that, I've been lucky to be a guest on Pull the Plug Plays. We've been playing Until Dawn. We have 4 parts. If you have 10 hours to watch us play
Yeah,
a game,
totally.
then
Everybody has 10
totally
hours.
check it out. Yeah, it's a great time, and you'll definitely be scared as well.
Yeah, that's good.
The Pull the Plug Plays has really made me realize how funny you can be. So that's great.
Sometimes.
yeah, where was that tonight?
I don't know. I really just phoned this one in, I feel.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. We love having you, Dan. And Shannon, you got some stuff, obviously.
Yeah, I think I'm really excited about my new recurring feature on Pull the Plug. It's called B-Side Bios. It's really short, like 5-minute stints, some biographies of musicians, but it's all like the weird shit in their lives. Like you hear all about like Freddie Mercury and how many cats he had and the songs he wrote about his cats. So that's just a lot of fun.
I learned last week that Chad Kroeger, at the age of 14, tried to suck his own dick.
He accomplished sucking
that.
his own dick. So
I
that's
thought
fun.
that was
Wow.
impossible.
No.
No. For a case
Dreams
of
do
beer?
come true.
He did it for a case of beer. And so, yeah, that's something I'm really excited about. And I'm actually guesting on another podcast this weekend. It's called Todd's Cafe. So you can search that one. It's on anchor.fm.
Wow, you're a busy person.
Just whoring myself out for the podcast.
Well, you can always find me lurking in the pod cavern. And Laura, too. No, she's sleeping. She had enough of this. She had enough of me. So you can find me, obviously, here at Ranked. We have the Improv Punch-Up. We have the monthly show Talking Tongue. Sometimes we play video games, Pod Cavern Plays.
Check that out, by the way. That's a lot of fun to watch.
It's a fun time.
time.
Thank you. And yeah, I think we're gonna do more stuff with Pull the Plug. Obviously, Justin and I really want to do this Lord of the Rings marathon. I think it's a stupid idea
In the best way possible.
way possible.
Yeah.
Really, it is just recording us watching a show or a movie that you guys can't see
Yeah.
for like
for legal
16
reasons,
hours. Yeah,
we
legal
can't.
reasons we can't do it.
But really, the stupid ideas in life are the ones you should follow through with.
Exactly.
It's more fun that way.
Yeah.
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 All right, guys. Shall we sign off then?
We shall.
Anyone have a spell they want to sign us off with? Not Hezbollah, because that's bad.
Let's nix that one early.
Yeah. That's a good one. Bye, guys. Hey everyone, thanks for listening to another episode of Ranked Top 5 List of Stuff That Don't Matter. Justin and I were doing some talking, and we are actually going to go through with it. We are doing the Lord of the Rings trilogy marathon right on Facebook, and you can join us all day on November 24th. We'll have some details on our Facebook page, so check it out. Come join the fun. It's going to be ridiculous. We're not legally able to stream the movie to you guys, so you're going to be watching us watch the movies, but we'll be giving some colorful commentary. So watch it at home, join us on the stream, or we are also going to record it for future listening so you can enjoy it later at your own leisure. Now, that's it for me. So in the wise words of Frodo Baggins, go home, Sam. Go home. Get out of here. You're done. This podcast is over. Bye.